We are Big Red! Sports Friday! If high school football is your game, Sports Friday is our name. Field is the place to be for all the sports you need to see. Sports Friday!
34-year veteran head coach Reno Sakach has the Big Red on very familiar ground as Steubenville makes their fourth consecutive appearance here at the Horseshoe. They only have one thing on their mind: want to bring home the state championship hardware. Big obstacle standing in their way, Brad Birchfield and his defending champion, the Hartley Hawks, always flying high and looking to repeat the magic of a year ago. Let's do it over again, right? Rematch, Steubenville and Hartley, coming at you next. It's the desire of every high school football player in the state of Ohio. Be right here, legendary Ohio Stadium on the campus of Ohio State University the first weekend of December. You ready for this Division IV state title game? Looks familiar, doesn't it? The Big Red of Steubenville will chase their dream this year against those tough Hartley Hawks. It's a redo. We did this a year ago with Hartley coming up with that epic 31-28 win. That's why you're here. Great to see you, everybody. Michael Regai, always a delight to be with my partner, former Ohio State quarterback, Greg Fry. Greg, let's take a look at the semifinal wins from last week. They do a little bit differently, that explosive Steubenville offense on display. How about Hartley? They got into that bang, tough, defensive-minded win over Alter.
Yeah, Hartley won with a goal line stand in the second half against a very good Alter team. Steubenville won big. They're both here again. And for the Big Red, when you look at what they've done this year, they have been dominant on both sides of the ball, really with the commitment and desire to get back for another opportunity after losing to this Bishop Hartley team last year. They've been offensively, they've been very strong, very balanced on offense, led by Jacob Bernard rushing the football, Javon Davis throwing the football. Their play-action passing game, very, very solid. This has been a team committed to getting back here. They've been explosive all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah, that they have. And, you know, how do they feel about coming here to win a state championship? One of their standouts, Zane Zamish, says, we're cool, we're calm, and we're collected.
It's just a regular football game. You know, if you think too much in the booga of it all, you get thrown off. But if you realize, prepare what you did, and you'll be fine.
But a star to watch is going to be quarterback Javon Davis, number 9, a 5'9", 165 junior. He has thrown for 24 touchdowns, nearly 2,000 yards through the air, only 4 interceptions, completing about 60% of his passes. He hasn't run it very much, but his job may elevate today depending on what's going to happen with Jacob Bernard.
Yeah, Greg, you mentioned too last week, and when we talk about Hartley, you know, they'll get stout on you now defensively. They did that on the goal line last week in their 14-7 win, but offensively, wow, Marquette Dixon, some kind of special.
He has been a stud all year long. He's averaging 9 yards per carry. Both touchdowns last week against Alter were on 4th down. 36 touchdowns on the year, nearly 2,500 yards. He has been the stalwart running the football, and if you look at Bishop Hartley, they run the football well inside and outside, and Marquette Dixon has been the guy.
One of their talented playmakers, Cameron Culver, tells us, might be a few nerves, anticipation, but Hartley wants to defend the state title.
We kind of set a goal in the beginning of the season, and it's exciting to achieve your goal, so it's real anticipating, and it's exciting, but the nerves didn't hit me yet, but I know they will eventually.
And the player to watch again is going to be Marquette Dixon. Last year, he was a linebacker in this game. He had to wait his opportunity to be the star tailback, and boys, he's gotten it done this year. 9 yards per carry, 36 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns last week, again on 4th down. That's all they scored last week, so he's been their go-to guy. When you look at Bishop Hartley football, they run the football. He's going to have to play big today.
Explosive playmakers all over the field. Greg Fry and I are expecting another epic classic as Steubenville and Hartley get together. You will be too. You ready to go? Everybody here is in the Horseshoe. We kick it in a moment.
What offense dominates 3rd down? What offense dominates?
SAA State Championships, presented across Ohio, exclusively on Time Warner Cable. And by Central Ohio McDonald's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and an active, balanced lifestyle for youth. I'm loving it. By Honda. Majestic deals await at your local Ohio Honda dealer. Happy Honda Days. By Mr. Hero. It's all about the taste. And by Quaker's Steak and Lube. Great times, great food, Quaker's Steak and Lube.
Fast as we would, but we have improved every week. To me, that's the highlight this season. When you have players that want to get better, are willing to work to get better, I think that's a plus.
The legendary Ohio Stadium, the Big Red of Steubenville, they know their way here. Greg Fry, 4 years in a row, at least to the state semis, trying to win a state championship. As we take a look at how they've been tested or not, you may see on this road to Columbus for Reno Sakach.
Well, they beat some very good football teams, Indian Creek, week 11, and to me the game against Shelby was big. They had a defensive touchdown, really the difference in that game, and dominant last week over Perry, and here they are again with an opportunity to get a little revenge maybe after what happened last year in the state final against Bishop Hartley.
Who loves the Big Red of Steubenville? Many do, in the red and black. Steubenville making their way onto the field turf here at the Big Horseshoe in Columbus. Looking for, again, as we said, what would be their 4th state championship. A year ago, they fell to the Bishop Hartley Hawks.
We're one of these programs that either you win the state championship or they ask you why you didn't win it.
Dixon, touchdown!
We love playing football, we love coaching football, we just love football.
Three state championships for the Hawks of head coach Brad Birchfield. And Greg, as we take a look at how they made their way here, again, an epic against Ottawa Glandorf, and had to back that up with a defensive-minded win over Alter.
Yeah, high-flying Ottawa Glandorf team. Hartley led most of that game, held on at the end, 38-35, and last week a goal line stand. They kept Alter 1/2 yard away from the end zone to win 14-7, and Alter, to me, was one of the best defensive teams, if not the best defensive team in Division IV in the state of Ohio. Big win last week.
And who loves those defending state champs at D4? Those that favor the Hartley Hawks do.
He's got a first down and more. He's inside the 30, down the sideline. Dixon on 4th down will score. And the Hartley Hawks will go back to Columbus.
The defending state champions here in Division IV made their entrance here into Ohio Stadium just a couple of moments ago, and they are going to get their hands on the football first. Head coach Brad Birchfield in his 9th season. What a fabulous job he's done with this program. They won it in 2010, and of course, as we mentioned, last year. What would you expect on the second day of December? Our Quaker Steak and Lube weather. About 39 degrees. Greg Fry and I, we've got our ankles taped. We're all ready to go up here. Oh, what's better than this, right? Division IV state championship game. Marty Bannister's on the sideline. We'll hear from him. He told us there was a little bit of mist, so we'll see how that develops. That's Cameron Culver back in the deep spot. for the Hartley Hawks as we get set to go. As Steubenville on the approach. Mark Smith, you ready for a D4 title game? It's on here inside Ohio Stadium. And this is Cameron Culver, and he got rocked. Football came out before he was able to hit that 20-yard line. Well, Culver took a shot by that kick cover team of Steubenville. Greg, let's welcome on Jake Ruby. You're very familiar with this young man who has had an excellent season for Brad Birchfield.
He's a 3-year starter. He's won a state championship a year ago. If they need to throw the football, Jake Ruby is very capable of throwing the football. His job today is to be a leader and to take care of the football for his offense and don't turn it over.
He's been able to do that. And again, Marquette Dixon, who wears number 22. And as Greg and I were discussing before the game, they'll take the snaps from center as you see the senior Jake Ruby. Now going to run that toss sweep and try to get to the outside and outside the numbers. And running the football is Cameron Culver. Let's take a look at the offensive line. How would you depict this O-line, Greg?
Their guards and their center in the middle, Casimir, Steinecker, and Kirkbride, as good as it gets. They're very solid up front. And they got a lot of skill. They use it a little bit a different way, but you already saw Cameron Culver. You can see a lot of Marquette Dixon.
Culver got 5, and they got a couple of big power guys, fullbacks, H-backs in Nick Cohen and Nick Onega as well. On 2nd and 5, that's Marquette Smith. And Steubenville got to Smith and knocked him down after a very short gain. Let's take a look at that Steubenville big red defense, Greg. Size, and they can run, active.
Quentin Moore, you saw him in the tackle there, 6'2", 225. Junior. Again, they are very active. This is a good defense. Look at the linebackers in the secondary. Pettaway, Cheyenne Pettaway, District Defensive Player of the Year. Nick Scott's got 5 picks. Very active secondary.
Well, you see how everything is tight. Not many splits at all. Now that play clock was about ready to hit 0. Greg, you think Jake Ruby thought maybe he was going to get an encroachment there?
False start. Number 22 of the offense. 5 yards, remains 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ruby was trying to go on a long count there, but you got 2 guys moving to the backfield. And that's a big penalty for Hartley. 3rd 5, they can still run the football. 3rd 9, I'm not so sure.
And the line to make is at the 27-yard line for Brad Birchfield and his offense. Jake Ruby with Marquette Dixon offset. Culver will motion. Bubble screen, Culver, nothing there. Steubenville just flows to the football as they came up. Gino Piero making that hit out of the secondary. Greg, just total assessment of this on your keys for winning signs for both.
Well, for the Big Red, they got to stop Marquette Dixon. So far, so good. And they want balance on offense. They've been explosive all year, throwing it and running it. For the Hawks, they got to win the game up front. That's what they did last year. That's what they do. And they want to shorten the game by possessing the football. 3 and outs like you just saw are not what they want.
All right, so Ruby is going to hit that line drive shot. Now picking that up on a bounce for Steubenville is Gino Piero. Piero got a couple. Excellent operating position for Steubenville's Big Red. The squad has been, as you know, we talked about in the open, a 13-win football team, 60 playoff wins all time, and Greg, how about 34 years masterminding this thing on the sideline from Reno Sakach as we look, of course, at Javon Davis.
Yeah, John Davis, 24 touchdowns, 4 picks. That's taking care of the football. He's got a wealth of receivers outside, a lot of talent to get the football to.
All right, right now, no Jacob Bernard, their leading ground gainer on the year. Davis off that direct snap. Kind of gunned that out. And that's incomplete as he missed Charles Reeves, this big wideout, Greg, the offensive line for Steubenville.
Yeah, they do a good job. Jerome Moore in the middle. That center, 6'1", 230 senior. He is certainly one of the leaders. but they're good up front. Again, a lot of skill there. Jacob Bernard, 5'10", 175 we talked about, not sure, but Charles Reeves, 6'5", 265 on the outside. That's a big target.
He's a wideout now. He's not a tight end. He doesn't play.
Well, the defensive side, he puts his hand on the ground, if that tells you anything.
I hear you. On 2nd and 10 for Davis. Off that zone read look, the fires throw. And that football came out incomplete. He was looking for Cheyenne Petaway. Petaway had his hand on it momentarily, but broke it up. Defensively for the Hawks of Hartley.
They're really strong up front. Those front three, Ethan Amaya, 6'3", 260. He was a force last week. Linebacking core, very athletic. Not a ton of size there. Kirkbride's going to be your star at 6'4", 230. Great tacklers in the secondary. They're going to have to tackle well in open field today with all the skill that they're going to see from the Big Red.
4 receivers now. As that play clock hits 6. This is Davis. Going to take a shot deep. 3 incompletions for Javon Davis as his pass fell incomplete, and Steubenville has got to boot the football away as he was looking for DeJuan James.
Trying to hit DeJuan Jones on the wheel route. I love the play call, but James Reese absolutely blanketed that. Didn't fool the linebacker for the Hawks. That Hawks secondary plays a lot of man coverage, and I think that's something that the Big Red are going to try to take advantage of. Didn't work there.
This is 4th down at 10, not what you would call a...
Well, Davis can punt it. He punted it twice last week.
Yep, took the direct snap and banged the football. Going to get a good drag on that. Inside the 5. And coming to a rest at the 2-yard line. So Javon Davis with that line drive punt. 3rd member of our telecast squad on the sidelines. Hello, Marty Bannister. You staying warm?
It's not too bad down there right now, guys. We did have some mist earlier, as you talked about. That first series for both teams, just what both coaches said coming into the game, they expected their opponent to do. Hartley, run-oriented, so that didn't surprise Steubenville. And head coach Brad Birchfield of Hartley told me prior to the game he expected Steubenville to try to air it out. They obviously saw the Ottawa-Glandorf game, which was the one team that did throw the ball a lot against Hartley and moved it down the field. So no surprises early on in this game for either team on offense.
All right, Marty, appreciate that. And Steubenville on that Javon Davis line drive punt as the Hawks of Hartley backed up. They're going to start this series from the 2-yard line out of that strong eye look. Marquette Davis. Boy, everything up tight. The splits. The splits are no splits. They're non-existent. How difficult is that defensively?
Well, it's very difficult, and I asked Coach Birchfield a couple of weeks ago, because I've seen this team play for a number of years, and he said in 2009 they had a game in which they went to the tighter splits, and they haven't changed it. And I'm telling you, you can't get a credit card between the shoes. They're that tight.
I like it. Fry coming out with the best first line early in this one in the opening quarter. Out of that tight look, that toss to Marquette Dixon, and he got wrapped immediately.
Jerome Moore got some penetration, 58, 6'1", 225 senior, and the linebacking core was right behind him. And that's key. When you're going up against Hartley, you can't let them get a push. And the Big Red know that, because last year the Hartley offensive line had a big push throughout the majority of that game.
31-28 a year ago here in Columbus. Run toss sweep on 3rd and 5. That's the Marquette Dixon. You see him explode through that little crease outside the numbers, and Greg, maybe just that credit card that you mentioned from going the distance.
Well, they're difficult to defend because they can run it inside. They're very good outside. You can see the lead blockers. Nick Cohen out there, or Neg out there. Those guys block well on the perimeter, and you can see they got the edge. If you give the edge to Marquette Dixon, you're in trouble. He was 1/2 step away from taking that one all the way.
That's a 16-yard jaunt from Marquette Dixon. Again, out of that very tight look. This is Cameron Culver. Culver on that jet sweep influence. And he got stacked up. Now, this front 7 from Steubenville, I know Reno Sakaj told us this week that feels very, very good about the way they can run and how stout they can be.
Well, they got some size. They also got some athletes in there. Charles Reeves with Zane Zamish is the one that made that play, the middle linebacker, first team all-district. And that's kind of an odd look, because it looks like it's going to be the jet sweep outside, but it's really designed to go between the guard and tackle. Again, you got to be on your toes. You better read your keys, and you better be sound fundamentally and stay in your gaps against this offense, because they attack you everywhere.
This is 2nd down and 8 now for Ruby. Toss sweep Dixon. Cut it back inside the numbers and got knocked to the ground at the 30-yard line. Marquette Dixon. Greg, you and I, we conversed this week, and I asked Greg Fry, I said, Greg, are these numbers for real that this young man has put together?
Well, they are, and again, they're real because he gets great blocking. Excellent block out there by Jaden Manley, and a great tackle by Jalen McGee. You can see how athletic McGee is in this linebacker position, chasing down Marquette Dixon.
2,489 yards on the ground. This is Dixon. Dixon will get that corner and speed his way outside the numbers to the midfield stripe. He's got another 1st down. Marquette Dixon got 20 more for the Hartley Hawks.
It's a perimeter blocking. Jaden Manley and Cameron Culver doing an excellent job on the outside. You get the lead blocks as well. Nick Onega up in there. All those guys doing their job. And you give him the edge. You know, you wonder why he averages 9 yards a carry. That's why.
Yeah, well, and Greg, great point there. Cameron Culver, young man's had a couple carries. He stalk blocked the corner, DeJuan Jones, 15 yards. Play exit for Ruby. He's in trouble, and he got popped. Taken down by Jalen McGee. McGee, a 200-pound active linebacker. We've got a flag on the end of it.
Well, Jake Ruby had his tight end, Jordan Kirkbride, open, and he missed it, and he held on the football, and boy, McGee drilled him, but I think he got him too high.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 58 of the offense. 15 yards. Remains 1st down.
So our referee today, Rick Erb, among the 5 on-field officials, making that call. So little extracurricular.
It'll be 2nd down. Dead ball foul.
It wasn't on. It was on. Yeah.
Drone
Moore hit him late.
Yeah.
I thought McGee might have hit him high, but Moore just after the whistle.
All right, you heard the call. It's going to be 2nd down now with the football at the 46-yard line of Steubenville. Dixon. Yards after contact as he battles his way. That'll move the chains. Another 1st down. Greg, he took that first shot at the 43-yard line and just unloaded and spun off it.
That was a collision. Look at the blocks up front, and he takes on the linebacker. He runs right through the linebacker. That was Nick Scott up there trying to make the play, and he ran right through him. Nick Scott coming out the secondary, which that extra guy in the box could be big today for that Big Red defense, that one more guy in there.
Will there come a point, though, that Hartley, they denote that extra in the box and they'll take a look and try to exploit it over the top?
Well, they ran play action. It was open, so they'll come back to it. They're not afraid to throw the football. They just don't do it very often.
Now for the 48, run that protect. Breaking free. It's Nick Onega. Onega to the corner. Did he get in? Touchdown. Nick Onega got the edge and spent his way to the house to get Hartley on the board.
Well, they like to give some love to their blockers every once in a while. Onega and Cohen, they love the trap play. The key block was Thomas Casimir. Onega makes the corner miss, and he's gone. Onega's averaging 9.4 yards a carry, oh, by the way. But they run that trap play. If you are not ready for the trap, those guards, Kirkbride and Casimir, do a great job on the traps.
Nick Onega with that touchdown run. Mateo Agresti on that PAT. He will connect. So Nick Onega, the 5'10", 180-pound senior.
Missed tackle in the secondary. But again, that's up front. That play was going to be 5 or 10 yards no matter what because of the execution up front. And you got a missed tackle, and boy, in games like this, you got athletes running open space. You got to tackle well in the open field.
Greg, how about a 98-yard touchdown drive? Remember, after that Javon Davis punt, we'll take a look when we get back from that You talk about a strong possession. 7-0. Hartley on top of Steubenville. How will Reno Sakach and his Big Red respond to the Nick Onega Hartley touchdown run?
You start tonight by showing how good you are. Be your best when your best is needed. We said that from day one. We weren't our best last year. Let's be our best when our best is needed.
You play for each other. You play for everybody in here. You play for the ultimate goal, but you play for each other. Listen, you play amongst each other. All of you. It's going to take all of us together to get this done. You play amongst each other. You have a great sense of purpose, and you play for that purpose.
Always love hearing the head coaches as they address their football teams before such a defining game as this, Greg, for a state championship in these young men's careers. And that line drive kick is going to be grabbed by Abe Zane, one of the up men, the junior, who immediately steps out of bounds. So Brad Birchfield telling you, at least, I'm not sure I want any part of the Steubenville kick return game.
He won't kick it deep, I'll tell you right now. I mean, they'll squib it, they'll onside kick. I mean, if it's unorthodox, he will do it, but he doesn't want to get beat by a kick return. He'd rather play defense. That's a win in his book.
Sure, the yang to that yin is field position.
Correct. He's willing to give it up. I mean, I've watched him enough. It's just that's his part of his philosophy.
Sure.
You watch these guys; they do things a little differently, but that's what they do.
All right, back to the offensive side now for Steubenville, and running out of that power eye with Jalen McGee. Now, don't sleep on McGee. As we said, Jacob Bernard not ready to go, at least at the outset here. But McGee, a sturdy 200-pound running back. They told us, Greg, that he's real good tackle to tackle in the box.
Well, he's 6 foot 200 pounds, and last week he had 3 touchdowns and 80 yards rushing and only 10 carries. Really coming in, I would say filling in for Jacob Bernard because he got 8 touchdowns on the year. He's averaging 6 yards a carry, but a little different philosophy. The second drive here, trying to pound it the first play.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on, and we know Marty Bannister too, whether or not the junior talent Jacob Bernard gets in a football game. Quarterback Javon Davis did well to get on that errant snap, but now you talk about being off schedule, Greg Fry. You're going to get a 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, that's not what you want. You can see that would look like it would be a design little counter play there, but 3rd and 17, you don't have too many play calls for that. But the other guy we got to mention really is Charles Reeves. He's a big-time player, and I would say Cheyenne Petaway as well. Both those guys have 7 touchdowns through the air. So obviously, when you got one of your studs out, you got to find a way to get it done through the air. Those are the guys that have been going to all year long, and especially Reeves because of his size.
All right, that 3rd down at 17, throw the bubble screen, and that is the 265-pounder. What a load is Charles Reeves. I'm going to count blue jerseys. 5 over there took a shot at him, and finally gang tackled the young man out of bounds.
Well, I like to get the ball to him, but do that on 1st down. Look at his size and his power. He did stay in bounds and breaking tackles. It was 3rd and 17. That's hard for him to break 6 tackles, but do that on 1st down. Come back to that on 1st or 2nd down and give him opportunity to give you a short field. Again, Javon Davis, it's 4th and 6. He can punt it out of this.
Davis hit that line drive shot all the way down to the 2-yard line last time. This one is going to, on a hop, get a terrific roll. And this is Philip Cole on the return. Cole, with flags flying, crossed the 15 to about the 16-yard line. And we'll have to sort this out as flags flew from behind Steubenville as they punt cover.
Block in the back, number 21 for the return team. It'll be 10 yards, 1st down.
When they punt out of a shotgun set, that's difficult to defend and set up your return.
Greg, as we mentioned, 3 times a state champion for the Hawks and a couple more times in this championship game. So Their sixth
Penalty will
appearance.
be enforced from the 16, half the distance, be first down, Hartley.
Sixth appearance in the state championship game. 2 of those this man's been a part of. Brad Birchfield, 2010 and last year.
Yep, 2010 was his first win, and I happened to see that game in Massillon. They had a big victory, and last week they got it done as well, or last year I should say. They're not intimidated by the stature of this game, and again they do what they do. They're not going to get flashy. This is what they do, and they do it well.
Last time they touched the football, they went 98 yards. Not a sustained drive that put 7 on the board.
And the Big Red have had field position really this whole game. Just haven't capitalized on it yet. We'll see that Big Red defense get a stop here and get the offense a little bit of breathing room.
All right, this drive will start at the 8-yard line for Jake Ruby. And again, run that tall sweep with Marquette Dixon. Dixon got a couple more good blocks out on the edge. Nick Cohen, the other fullback. We saw Nick Onega on the touchdown run. Cohen, who's the bigger variety, he ushered Marquette Gibson around the corner. Dixon got 6. Going to bring up second down at 4.
Nick Cohen is 6'4", 230. He's a big one.
Yeah.
And he's impressive. When you get down field level with him, I mean, he doesn't always put his hand on the ground. He stands back there. He is his presence is felt in the backfield. But you see, I like what they're doing with Chris Sawyer, the offensive coordinator. He is spreading out this Big Red defense, and he's making them run. Because you got a couple guys, really both teams go both ways, but some of those linebackers, especially and defensive linemen, go both ways for the Big Red.
So out of this stacked eye, again, it's Dixon. Well, you hear the pads popping, don't you? Greg and I can feel it up here. That's why we told you we taped our ankles.
Again, if you want to watch with a close eye, watch the guard play for Bishop Hartley. Casimir and Kirkbride. You see Casimir in the pool. I think that was a collision with one of the linebackers that we heard all the way up here.
3rd and short. Look at Marquette Dixon at the back end of that stacked eye. Checking his play card on the wrist. Dixon, first down. And busted free. Second level and more. Marquette Dixon got 21 yards to the 38-yard line. Well, Dixon is having a special first quarter, partner.
Well, the Big Red came with the bear look, which means they covered the guards in the center. Great down blocks. Excellent job by Casimir and Nick Cohen. Gaping hole. Charles Reeves, Gino Piero get him down, but not before Dixon is 10 yards before anybody touches him.
Gino Piero plays that free safety spot, and last one home, or Dixon's in the end zone right now.
That was a right play call for that defense. They got him. The down blocks are perfect.
And it got low deep. They were able to only miss it by that much, as you saw Jake Ruby unload that deep ball as running free was Connor Collins of Hartley.
That was Jaden Manley. That was Jaden Manley in a one-on-one setting, and he just missed him. You see a crossing route. They're going up top. They're taking the home run. I like the fact that they're going for the home run shot. That was Manley. But they're taking a shot. That's just showing the Big Red, hey, you know what? We're going to run the football, but we're not afraid to throw it deep. And I like when coaches do that, because even though if you don't hit it, you let those defensive backs know, hey, you can't sleep on the run.
Sure.
But for the Big Red, that's a big stop. 2nd and 10, they got to get a short second. Put him in 3rd and long.
Go right back to Nick Onega, who rambled for that touchdown on the previous possession. Onega got bounced out of bounds on that Steubenville Big Red sideline.
The toss sweep has been very effective so far. You can see, look at the blocks by the outside. Cameron Carver leading the way. You can see Kirkbride, 51 up in there. That's a nice pickup. When you got 2nd and 10, now all of a sudden you got 3rd and short. Much better conversion rate when you're 3rd and 4, not 3rd and 10.
The line to make is at the 48-yard line for the Hawks of Hartley. And Steubenville has come up with a turnover as quarterback Jake Ruby had trouble with the exchange. Looked like Johnny Agresta. Agresta, the outside backer, who came up with that errant snap.
Yep, never had it. Again, I'm not sure what the play call was, but a disconnect between the center, Max Steinecker, and Jake Ruby, and first opportunity for the Big Red on a short field.
Javon Davis with the eye behind him on the 41-yard line. Toss sweep, and this is Jalen McGee. McGee with a strong run, operating space. He's got a first down. McGee got 12 on that toss sweep.
The Big Red come back. They show, hey, we can run the toss sweep too. You got a nice lead block by his left guard, Tyler Eli. That's a nice pickup. McGee running downhill. You can see now they got some energy on that sideline.
Well, we have yet to see Jacob Bernard. Bernard, the 1,300-yard ground gainer with 50 touchdowns on the year, banged up last week. Jalen McGee, Jamal Petaway, Johnny Agresta, the ball-carrying core. Trying to run that lead power play on the ground game. Jamal Petaway on his first carry. Flag usually denotes that Steubenville is going to have to back it up here. Thrown in that area of holding.
Sideline warning. Bishop Hartley, no yardage for the penalty.
Greg, is it just me, or we've seen a lot more sideline warnings now? If it's called again, it's going to cost the team 5 yards.
Yeah, first time's a warning, second time obviously, and I think that's the hey guys, make sure you stay on the sideline. We're going to be nice about the first time. Second time, we'll flag you.
Now run the football with one of the up men out of that fullback spot, and that was Zane Zibish, young man we heard from. Zibish, who is a standout linebacker, got this carry on the quick trap, Greg.
Yeah, just running a little dive off tackle. That's a good pickup.
How about that for a pretty strong first 12 minutes of football? Columbus Hartley got that touchdown run, not from Marquette Dixon, but it came from fullback Nick Onega. 7-0, Hartley's Hawks. Our redo of a year ago when Hartley's Hawks in an epic beat Steubenville, the Big Red, 31-28. Hartley with this 7-0 lead. Michael Regai, Greg Fry, Marty Bannister. All right, here's your comparison on the year, Greg, through, of course, the semifinals, 14 football games last week. Not a lot of separation except on the throwing the football.
They do it a little differently, do they not?
Yeah, a little bit different.
A lot of balance for the Big Red. Hartley's going to run the football, but when you look at points, you know, both teams know how to score a lot of points, and they've been explosive. Just do it a little different ways.
98-yard touchdown drive got Hartley's Hawks on the board. Now Steubenville on the attack. That's Jalen McGee. Look at McGee take contact and power his way through a couple of hits. He's got a first down. That line to make was a 19. And again, Greg, we're seeing some running backs level off and deliver blows here on defenders.
Well, he ran right through the linebacking core. I think it was Boffman and Kirkbride hit him. That is some powerful runners. The helmet popping off. There's some collisions happening down there. As you would expect, Cameron Culver, his helmet popped off.
Buckle up tight, everybody. Listen.
Put your seatbelt on.
Yes, had an idea this was going to be the case. Red zone time now for the Big Red of Steubenville. Reeves will motion. Toss sweep McGee. Got the corner outside the numbers. That's big on first down. Jalen McGee got 9 as he turned that corner.
I find it ironic both teams are having a lot of success with the toss sweep. They're overloading. You said Charles Reeves in motion, and he's 6'5", 265. I'd be running behind him too. Zane Zibish out there. That's a lot of beef. Look at the blocking out front. And you got McGee, he's at 200 pounds. He runs like he's 220.
Now second and short. Stay with McGee. The cut. It's inside the 5, searching the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Jalen McGee.
We got a great block by right guard Elijah Demetrius, the 6'2", 215 guard, took on the linebacker. Again, Zimish up in there as well. Impressive drive, off turnover.
Greg, you mentioned that, again, everybody looks at Jacob Bernard, but McGee, 9 touchdowns on the year, and he was the bellwether carrying the football on that drive. Now adding the PAT is Mark Smith. And Jalen McGee. Strong work on the Steubenville drive to get the Big Red on the board.
Excellently blocking up front. That's just the guys up front got that done. McGee's running hard and he's stepping it up. It's about the guys up front leading the way. Boy. Question was, were the Big Red going to respond now? We know. Yes, they have.
We're tied at 7 apiece here early in this second quarter. Get a good look at first Reno Suckots. And now Hartley head coach Brad Birchfield. We were mentioning for Coach Suckots, 34 years at the helm of the program in Jefferson County. And Greg, they're one of the programs, here in Ohio. If you're an Ohio high school football fan, it's got its place. When you hear the Big Red of Steubenville, you know that a lot of pride and tradition and state championship legacy with this program.
356 wins?
Yep.
That doesn't register in my mind. It's just unbelievable.
I'm no real mathematician, but at 34 years and 356, that's doing double figures at 10 or more a year, right?
It's consistency. It's winning over time. Built a great program.
Cameron Culver in the deep spot. Mark Smith is going to leave that kick short, and fair catching that short kickoff for Hartley was Elijah Carter. Carter, a junior, one of the up men. Neither squad wants to kick the football deep, partner.
I don't blame them. I'd rather have my defense out there.
Oh, look at the defensive 11 of Steubenville. They're big throng from Jefferson County, making a lot of noise. As they got that defensive stop on the last possession, it forced the turnover.
Yep, came up with a big turnover, and they've been feasting on turnovers all year long, and especially in the playoffs. That's what they do.
All right, time for Jake Ruby to go back to work out of that always familiar tight split formation. Cameron Culver got blown up. In on that hit was Drone Moore. There's Moore. Where's number 58? He was not fooled and set the edge very well.
They run a little bit of a counter. Boy, he got penetration. It's that wing counter. They were ready for that. Jerome Moore, 6'1", 225 senior. He's one of those guys going both ways. He plays center on the offensive side.
We saw Jake Ruby take a shot for Jaden Manley last time on toss sweep. And Marquette Dixon got knocked off his pins. Excellent defensive play with a flag on it as well. Alec Taylor came up for the corner and upended Dixon as he was being held.
Where they called the holding on Manley, and really, to me, that's on Marquette Dixon. There was a cutback lane there. Manley was doing his job on the block, and that's one that Dixon's seen enough film. He knows he's got to just slow down a little bit, cut it up underneath there. You try to outrun that, that's easy for that receiver to hold.
Offense, number 19. That penalty is declined. We're going to have third down.
Did you ever have coaches say in that situation the running backs use the term, choke your motor down?
Exactly.
Choke it down.
I mean, if he cuts it down, he's going to pick up a couple. Because John Robinson was there, but the cutback lane was there. Choke your motor down. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I think we saw that in the overtime last week with the Buckeyes.
That's exactly right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. This is 3rd down and 12. Jake Ruby will step up. Didn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. And Hartley's Hawks are going to have to punt the football away. 3-and-out stop for Steubenville.
Jalen McGee, they're going to go with quarterback draw. He got penetration. Zane Zimish got through there. McGee's going to make the tackle. Hartley doesn't want to be a 3rd and long situation. The Big Red know that. They brought the heat.
All right, there's Jake Ruby. Going to punt the football away to Gino Piero. Steubenville only had 10 on the football field. Ruby with a line drive shot. Piero on a couple of skips. It's a 5-yard punt return for Gino Piero. Late flag flying. I think some extracurriculars are going on after whistles.
Well, we know the intensity has been there for sure with the hitting.
Going to back Steubenville up.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 18 of the offense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Be first down, Steubenville.
285-pound Jalil Shepard, Greg.
It's always the second guy that's going to get the flag, and he earned it. And it's going to hurt them because they had the ball nearly at midfield with a 15-yard penalty. Going to put it back on their own 30. Jalil Shepard, he got his money's worth, but it cost him 15.
Yeah. So now you see the officiating crew discussing where that they want to spot this football to begin this Steubenville drive here early in quarter number 2.
Well, that one hurts because you got momentum, you got good field position, your defense is playing great. But either way, they get the football back with momentum.
Javon Davis, very talented 165-pound junior trigger man, the quarterback for the Steubenville Big Red. Long counted play action now. Davis fires the out. It's hauled in as he put that on Alec Taylor.
That ball's to the ground.
That ball came out after Taylor made the grab and the move. Taylor's saying that he should be down by contact. Let's find out. The football wound up in the hands of Bishop Hartley. James Reese. Yeah.
This is going to get interesting. Great throw by Javon Davis. He's going to find Alec Taylor. Let's see. That's out. James Reese is going to come up with it. That should be Hartley football, at least in the first look.
It certainly appears that the offense of Steubenville is staying on the football field. Is it not? Or now? No, they have awarded the football to the Hawks of Bishop Hartley. And that football indeed came out from Alec Taylor.
Kirkbride hit him.
We talk about your sudden change flip there. Marquette Dixon off that lead power run play tries to wiggle out a couple of yards, and that's what he got, a couple.
Well, I just got to go back to that play, and it's ball security. Alec Taylor, great job catching the football, but he holding it loose like a loaf of bread, and he got hit from two sides, and the ball came out.
Yeah, it looked like Elijah Carter, that cornerback, Greg, on the defensive side for Hartley, that ripped that football free. Second down and 9 now. Tight splits. Play action now, Jake Ruby. Had his throw on the hands of Cameron Culver, but he couldn't haul it in. It'll fall incomplete.
Well, Nick Scott nearly came up with his 6th interception. Coach Sakoc is arguing his point. Defense, the Big Red defense, after giving up a 98-yard drive, they have been big in the last couple series, getting a lot of penetration starting to exert their force in this game.
Reno Succox going with that towel around the neck. He's got his defensive football squad back on. 3rd down and 9 for Jake Ruby. This is Marquette Dixon.
That ball's out.
That
ball came loose.
Well, it did. Steubenville saying that should be their football now.
There's a blue shirt on it.
Now they're going to call that 4th down. As Dixon did have the football jarred away. Let's look.
They run the trap. Let's see it. Right there, it comes out. There it is. Nick Dawes had it initially, but
the crowd on the Steubenville side are not happy. This is 4th down. 4th down at 7. Now the line to gain for Hartley is at the 25-yard line.
Now Agresti has kicked a 42-yarder 2 weeks ago, but this is typically where they'll go for it.
And Brad Birchfield wants to talk about it.
Agree.
They're first to the half.
And the big red faithful say, hey, wait a minute, you know, you gave us a fumble. You gave them a fumble. Let's give us one.
All right, we'll see what Brad Birchfield decides. We're tied at 7. Great to have you with us. Another exciting Division IV state championship game tied at 7. Steubenville and Hartley. Michael Regai, Greg Fry. Marty Bannister, we talked about Hartley's defense and how it has helped spur wins in the playoffs.
Throughout this postseason, Michael, you're absolutely right. They've been able to come up with turnovers and then cash them in. And speaking of that, remember last week in the Kettering-Alter game, both of Hartley's touchdowns came on 4th downs by Marquette Dixon. I think Greg touched on that a little bit earlier. But also going back to the fumble a moment ago, guys, from my vantage point, I know the ball was popping around, but I thought Steubenville fell on it.
Interesting. That was not the call that turned the football back over. All right, this is 4th down now. 4th and 7. Rubin on that waggle right will fire the out. Manley made the grab. Manley's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jaden Manley.
Jake Ruby's going to roll those right. This is a 1-receiver route. Little out cut. Nice throw. He's wide open. And the cutback by Manley. Excellent cutback. Did this last week. They scored twice on 4th down. Marty just mentioned it. Here we go again. 4th and long. And they come up with not only the 1st down, but touchdown to Jaden Manley.
While we were away at break, too, Craig and I discussed Jaden Manley on that big play potential, and he delivered right on time. Now Matteo Agresti will bang through that PAT. We're trading touchdowns here inside Ohio Stadium in Columbus.
Just rolling right. Great protection up front. Gives him time to throw, and I'm a little surprised he was that open. You get 1 receiver route. Let's see what happens. And he runs away to the outside from Petaway. Petaway turns away from him. Gino Piero misses. A good throw by Jake Ruby. He misfired a couple times earlier, but he didn't misfire this one, and Manley puts it in the end zone.
Very gifted wide receiving talent, Jaden Manley.
Now, let's be honest. We were talking about in the break.
We were?
You called Manley. I called toss sweep. I'm going to give you credit.
But you know what? I'm not going to say 100. That was who I identified, but I thought the route would be different.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I thought that he might, a double move or just a straight go. But Ruby threw that football very well. Threw that out to him very well.
Great protection. That was key there. You could see there was a circle of protection there for Jake Ruby. He was okay to set his feet. Good throw. Get into coverage, I would question. You're rolling right. These guys that wide open. I mean, they got 1 receiver out there. I don't know if it was a broken coverage or whatever, but nonetheless, Big Red probably a little frustrated. They thought they had a fumble.
Yeah.
And give up 7 points.
And you identified it, Greg, with regard to coverage. It looked like Sion Petaway, the corner, he was soft. And then Piero came and overran it.
He turned inside. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know what their keys are, but wide open.
They got to wait for that fair catch again. That's Steubenville on the fair catch. And at the 20, let's see where it's spotted. It was fair caught and then tried to advance, which can't happen. So now Steubenville with another opportunity here as we take a look at how they got on the board with Jalen McGee.
Jalen McGee really got energized this offense. Put them in the end zone after trailing 7-0. They bounced back to tie it 7-7.
Well, 34 years, Reno Suckoch has been, I mean, he's been a part of all that. All those numbers you see, it's been all him at the helm of this Steubenville Big Red program. 29 appearances in the state championship game, or excuse me, the playoffs, and they've won 3 state championships. Now go back to the ground game. Jalen McGee trying to find a seam and got stopped at the 31-yard line. Got 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7. And Greg, I'll say it again. We have yet to see Jacob Bernard, the tailback who got banged up last week in the semis.
Not yet, but McGee's been doing a job, and he appears he's going to be the go-to guy rushing the football. Jamal Pettaway, we've seen him a little bit as well. The key is going to be, can McGee sustain playing both sides of the football in the second half?
And long count from Javon Davis. McGee burst his way. Going to bring up 3rd down and short after McGee followed the blocks of Kieran Doyle, his right guard, and Chris Elliott, the right tackle.
Well, that's a heck of a tackle because he was heading downfield. He had some open space. I'm going to say it again. Second half, we got to pay attention to McGee because you're playing linebacker and you also run the football. That takes a lot of energy.
Oh, look at this tight formation. Bad snap. Davis trying to get back on it. He is in a lot of trouble. And he is swarmed on, helping to make that stop for Bishop Hartley, coming in at James Reeves off the corner. Whole host of Hartley Hawks, and that's the second bad snap that Steubenville's encountered.
Yeah, you can't have that in the state championship game or any game of this magnitude. That's twice, and just not really much Davis could do there. He could try to throw it away if he had time, but he was smothered by a host of Hawks. Well, those plays hurt in a game like this when it's 3rd and short. I mean, that's a field position switch, let alone not getting the first down.
Now Steubenville's going to have to put the football away. Javon Davis hit a good one. Tried to angle it out of bounds. We'll see where the mark is. So Hartley here, a little bit more than halfway through the second quarter, will try to add to their 14-7 lead.
Against Steubenville. No penalty yardage. Be first down.
It's 1-1 on the sideline warnings now. 1 on each squad.
I'll choose the 5th. You can tell this is going to be a game of momentum swings. It has gone back and forth already here midway through the second quarter. And now Hartley's got it back.
They speak of redemption on the Steubenville side, and they want to go back-to-back on the Hartley side. I've said it before, it was a classic, an epic last year, and many long-time Ohio State Championship football high school observers feel like this Division IV matchup might be the best game of the weekend. We'll see. I'm trying to turn that corner with that run gate carry. We got a late flag. Well, you see Marquette Dixon. He said, wait a minute, my guy Jaden Manley, who running the football, got drilled on that white, and the flags flew.
Yeah, guess who's out there leading the way? Marquette Dixon and Nick Cohen, and this is, clearly out of, just let him go. Johnny Agresta, I like the aggression, but you're 3 yards out of bounds. You got to stop. Ill-advised penalties like this will crush you in a game like this.
Marty Bannister, as Greg just said, both squads with very aggressive defensive football talent, but discretion, right? Better part of valor in moments like that.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm sure our crew probably had a better look at it, but from my vantage point over here, it sure looked like
the offense, number 82.
Well, was it going to come
We have
back?
a dead ball, personal foul, number 8 on the defense. By rule, we will mark them both off.
It sure looked like Agresta might have tripped on the chain on the sideline when he was running the Hartley back out of bounds, and maybe led to him slipping and falling. I would love to see another look at that. But again, that's what it looked from my vantage point over here.
Yeah, we're getting another look right now. So there's Agresta.
You're right, Marty. That makes a lot of sense, because you wonder why nobody in their right mind would hold on that long. It's a good observation, Marty. Jordan Kirkbride with the holding call. So now we're going to do the math, right? This is our math test, right?
This is it. Yep.
Let's see, a -10 and a +15.
So you get a net of a +5, 4. That would be
after all that.
The Hawks of Bishop Hartley.
Nice job, Marty Bannister on the chain. That was a good observation, because after looking at the replay, that was correct.
Bannister still has the good eyes down there at field level. So Reno Suckox looking at his defense now. This is first down and 2 is what it turns out to be. Run that counter. This is Marquette Dixon. Look out, Marquette Dixon. See you later. Touchdown.
He's special. You get him an open field, you're not going to stop him. Well, that was a great play call by Chris Sawyer. Set him up and faking a jet sweep and giving it right back inside to Marquette Dixon. And, well, 36 touchdowns to come into the game. That's number 37.
One of the most explosive running backs that we've seen here in the state of Ohio. And there have been a whole lot of them. But Dixon taking his rightful place among the very best. Mateo Agresti adds the PAT. And this has suddenly turned into a 2-possession Hartley lead.
Well, you got the great blocks. Nick Cohen, and I mean, really nobody laid a hand on Marquette Dixon. But a great setup, making the jet sweep. You get Gino Piero coming up, and he ran right by him. 6'2", 215 senior. He runs like he's probably 195 as far as from a speed standpoint, but he's 215.
That thick-thighed, and I mean, he's not afraid to take contact either. You saw the numbers, 132 yards. Now, the young man averages 9 yards a carry. Carried the football 277 times through 14 football games. So, he's right there at about 20 per. Now 37 touchdown runs. Sure, smile, Marquette. You should. You've had an amazing career at Hartley.
I mean, he's one of those guys, you could give it to him 30, 40 times a game, but they really don't. I mean, they mix it up. The other guys get plenty of carries, but it's the inside-outside game that's so difficult to defend. And that time it was inside, and it was a burst. Give a lot of credit to Nick Cohen. He had the lead block on that play. He does a fine job of that. 6'4", 230. He's only a junior from his up-back position.
It's going to be very interesting, this particular series of downs, this possession for Steubenville. Going to be real key. Again, that angled short kickoff and fielding it and then stepping out of bounds for Steubenville. Johnny Agresta as the continuance of not kicking the football to return men for either head coach continues.
He did a nice job catching the football, but see what happened last year. This game went back and forth, both teams scoring in all the quarters. Hartley prevailed late, 31-28. But I would agree, Michael, this is an important drive for the emotional status of the Big Red, because they were 7-7. They had the momentum, and next thing you know, Bishop Hartley rolls off 14 in a row.
So let's hone in and pay close attention to see how Steubenville responds. This is Jalen McGee. strong first down run. Toss sweep left. He tried to cut back. Took a hit at the 32-yard line. Give McGee 4, 2nd and 6.
You know, the one thing is I look at Hartley defensively, they have mixed up their looks. The last series, they went with an all-man look with no free safety. Not this time. They got a free safety 15 yards back. You see the backside, James Reeves making the tackle for the backside linebacker position.
Out of the eye. Play action, Javon Davis. Gonna fire for Reeves. He went up and made a sensational grab. 6'5", 265. Charles Reeves is a player.
He's one-on-one with Jacob McFeeters, who's at 5'10", so you certainly have a size advantage. It's a great throw by Javon Davis. I mean, certainly they want to get the ball to Reeves without a doubt. Great throw high and outside. You see he's got some help by Cameron Culver, but that's a big pickup.
Okay, quarterback partner. How about that ball placement, too, from Javon Davis?
That was an excellent throw.
You like that?
Yes, I do. There's only one guy's going to catch that. That'd be Reeves.
Davis, play action.
Wheel route.
Gonna take a shot. Broken up by Cameron Culver. Well, Culver got there as that looked like that wheel route had an opportunity to hit big for Steubenville as they were looking at Cheyenne Petway.
And my quarterback coaching here is a little bit late. The ball's hanging too long. Look at Culver coming. Separates the football. Javon Davis had what he wanted. I could tell it was a wheel route or an out and up. He steps up in the pocket and he couldn't get rid of it any sooner. He did the best he could, but the play right there is Cameron Culver run all the way from the middle of the field to break it up.
Gotta love it. Closing speed, right? Javon Davis now with back-to-back throws, looking for big plays. Go back to the toss sweep. Jalen McGee has come free. Jalen McGee, that's 16 yards for McGee, finally toppled to the ground at the 25-yard line.
I think one of the keys for Hartley is you're not giving up the big plays, and this is a big play. Look at the blocks. I mean, great job. Cameron Culver's going to save a touchdown really right here. He's playing back 15, 20 yards, but
after that 16-yard bolt by Jalen McGee. Good-looking drive for Javon Davis at Steubenville. Off that long count, trying to run that quick trap, and Hartley is not fooled as they went to the big fella, Zevish, and he only got one. Called 2nd and 9.
Jack Boffman, James Reese, a linebacker core.
Good look at Jalen McGee, who's been electrifying offensively today for Steubenville. And this is McGee. Going to break a tackle at that line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up 3rd down and long as we approach the 3-minute mark here at quarter number 2.
Yeah, nice job of the nose guard, Ethan Amaya. See the nose guard right here coming over to make the play. 77, 6'3", 260 junior. Otherwise, Jalen McGee would have been in that secondary again.
Big play both ways here. 3rd and 7. It'll come from out of the gun if the exchange is clean. Down at the bottom of your screen, Charles Reeves. The bubble screen. Hartley is not fooled. Coming up off the corner is Jaden Manley to make that hit. They went bubble screen to Cheyenne Petway, Greg, and Manley planted Petway.
Excellent job by Jaden Manley getting penetration. You see Manley right here. He runs through the block. They're trying to throw the bubble. Guy just missed the blocks. Great corner play by Jaden Manley. Anytime that bubble's coming, you want to get penetration. You want your corner coming up.
Well, Manley did that. The touchdown maker offensively a moment ago. Big play now. Hang on. 4th down at 10. Timeout defensively for Brad Birchfield.
Bishop Hartley, their second timeout and a half.
I think he wanted to make sure Charles Reeves wasn't one-on-one. We saw that in the previous play. Get the ball to Reeves.
I want to remind you, coming up at halftime, don't move. Neil Sika, Matt Finkus, and Chris Beatty Wells will give you an idea of how this first half unfolded with the analysis. And, of course, one of the best, Assistant Commissioner Jerry Snodgrass. Jerry Snodgrass knows every little town, village, and hamlet in the state of Ohio. If you gave him a test, he'd pass it with flying colors, I guarantee you. Jerry Snodgrass used to be, Greg, I'm not sure if it was football or basketball, but he coached Ben Roethlisberger.
Wow.
In high school.
At Findlay.
At Findlay High School.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
When you talk about those small towns in the state of Ohio, there's quite a few out there that have had success in football, and I'll just say the MAC conference has made a statement again, should I say, earlier today.
4 more.
Marion local. We're just getting started.
I know.
We're just getting started.
It's unbelievable. Every time you look up and see all of them in state championship playoffs come November.
And that was a good one, Cuyahoga Heights. They had a good football team this year. Just came up a little bit short, but congrats to the Flyers.
They did. They got the 2-touchdown lead and had to...
hung on.
Yeah, they hung on. But they got it done. All right, this is 4th down and 10. Let's see what Javon Davis comes up with against his Hartley D. Davis, gun and sideline. Miscommunication. Charles Reeves was running inside the numbers. Davis's throw looked to be picked and out. Turn it over on downs. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, when you're watching this, that's a miscommunication from the quarterback and the receiver. It's more of a read route depending on the coverage, and you can tell they're not on the same page. And that's good coverage. I believe, again, that was Jaden Manley, one-on-one coverage out there with Reeves. He had help over the top, but unable to convert.
Now at 2:04 left in this opening half. Back on the football field, that Hartley offense with their 2-touchdown lead intact from Brad Birchfield. So let's see. Jake Ruby and Hartley play this. Try to run that trap real quick with Nick Onega, and Onega did not fool this defense of Steubenville.
Marlon Lawrence took it away right now. 6'1", 270-pound junior. He runs right through it. He follows the guard. Casimir pulls, and he runs right behind him. It's a great read by Marlon Lawrence.
There's a good look at the big young man. Greg, you said it, he's just a junior. Another year, Steubenville Big Red system. Clock running, we're inside 90 seconds left. Of course, Hartley not in any particular hurry with their 14-point advantage. Toss sweep Dixon, whole lot of trouble. Look at the ability to scrape off blocks and get to the football, making that hit for the Steubenville Big Red on that stop. Scraping off that block was Nywan Robinson.
Timeout, Steubenville. Their first timeout of the half.
Yeah, he's a first-team All-District linebacker, returning starter from last year, 6', 225 senior. Excellent job, runs right to the outside of the block. Anticipates the toss sweep. Nice play.
Steubenville taking that timeout. Of course, Greg, they want to get their hands on the football. If Reno Suckhawks can get a stop here on 3rd down.
Well, you got to remember, Jake Ruby's been punting the football.
Yeah.
And he kicks it low, so you get 2 opportunities. One for the block, and last week against Alter, it was very close to a block, but you can also get a return. So 2 opportunities here. Boy, they would love to get points, close the gap before halftime.
Defeating as champions, the Lancers of LaSalle. They did it last night, Greg. They were very impressive, especially in the second half. With the quarterback switch, Ron Smith was superb.
But Perry gave everything they could give him.
They did.
They really did.
All right, this is 3rd down now. 3rd down and 18. Gonna run that jet reverse. They put it in the hands of Steubenville, or Hartley's wide receiver, Philip Cole. And Cole got back some of that lost yardage. Going to bring up 4th down now at 7. And Steubenville will take another timeout.
Well, that's a pretty gutsy call. That's a lot of ball handling going on right there. They do pick up some positive yards and burn some time. Nice job by Philip Cole to stay in bounds and force the timeout.
Well, with 58 seconds left, so Steubenville.
Well, that's just, I lose hair watching you run a reverse this, a sweep, that ball. I mean, that's a lot of risk right there, but that's confidence in your players.
Greg, last night in the D2 championship game, we saw a swinging gate look with a 7-point lead and looking to go put points on the board to put the football away. An interception throw from inside the 10-yard line.
Well, the previous game today, a block punt was a big factor in the second half of that game. And again, with Jake Ruby's been kicking it low, so you got an opportunity to block it as well as an opportunity for a return. And a minute to go is a lot of time for the Big Red to pick up some points here.
And we'll see. So back in that deep spot, Gino Piero as Jake Ruby. Well, he didn't hit that well. This time he tried to put some air on that punt, and it sailed off the right side of his foot and out of bounds. And they'll spot that out of bounds. Spot still not identified. It's going to be put out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Well, you talk about being able to take some shots on a short field. Steubenville has that opportunity right now. Watch this.
Look at, I mean, nearly blocked off the side of his foot. He knew it right away. He was trying to get some air under it, but it wasn't low, but it wasn't far.
Charles Reeves, the 265-pounder, down to the bottom of the screen. Cheyenne Petway, Alan Taylor to the top. 4 wide receivers for Javon Davis. Davis will run the football. Jalen McGee. A lot of room inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. That's 17 yards and a first down. The clock will stop and move the chains.
I like that. Shows me patience right there. They're pulling both the guards. Excellent job blocking out front. Max Steinecker, the center on the other side, makes the tackle, but that shows patience in your running game. They're not panicking. We're going to get points here. Confidence in your quarterback. But I got to find a way to get the ball to Reeves or Petaway if I'm the Big Red right here.
Davis will gun the slant. Taylor made the grab. Alec Taylor inside the 5-yard line. That's 13 more yards. Davis just pitch and catch with Taylor.
Well, Taylor's been the go-to guy so far today. He's 2 touchdowns on the year, 6', 185 junior. Nice catch of traffic right there.
Clock running. Davis waggling left. His throw incomplete. He threw it at the feet of intended receiver DeJuan Jones.
Yeah, I don't think Javon Davis's body was in the right position to make that throw to Jones, but the good news is it's just an incompletion. You stop the clock here. It's only 2nd down, so you can tell the Big Red faithful a little disappointed right there, but that's okay because you stop the clock.
Now going to go back tight after they went 4 wide receivers here to start this series. Taylor will motion. Davis on the waggle. He again was looking to find Zane's a miss in the end zone who had circled out of the backfield.
Well, they tried to fool the Hawks, and they sent Petaway and Reeves to the right, and Zamish is coming out left. Just missed him. Pretty good coverage, but it's doable. But I got to find a way. I mean, you got a size advantage with Charles Reeves. I mean, I would find a way to get him the football because you know in traffic you got a good chance he's going to make the catch.
Yeah, we've seen that on a previous drive. Now Reeves is offset to the right of this tight look. 3rd down and goal. Reeves will motion. Toss sweep McGee. Looking for a block. Powered his way down to the 2. Timeout, Steubenville.
Timeout, Steubenville. Their third and final timeout of the half. They are out of timeouts.
Final timeout. All right, Greg Fry, if you are head coach Reno Sakach, you know, you're going to take the 3 here with 15 seconds left from the 2-yard line, or you're going to take a shot in the end zone?
Whew. I think he'd prefer to be on the 1-yard line, but this is a gutsy call right here. I mean, you could argue either way. You get 3 points, 21-10. You got a little momentum back. The 4th and 2. I mean, that's a game changer whether you get it or you don't. I like what they just did with the toss sweep. They got a good push right there. So, you know, if you're going to go for it, I don't mind doing that again. Maybe toss sweep with Jalen McGee. When you get in a huddle like this and you're asking your players, you know what the answer's going to be. We don't want to kick a field goal.
We're going to punch it in. Well, you said it before. I got to find a matchup right here for Charles Reeves.
I would have done that on 3rd down. If it's 4th and 2, I mean, you got to trust Davis on a play-action pass or give the ball to McGee running it. Let's see what they do.
Now they're going to go very, very tight. And now Brad Birchfield wants a Hartley timeout. Their last.
Bishop Hartley. Their third and final timeout of the half.
Well, now you got the chess match. You know, Brad Birchfield waited to let him line up. He wanted to see what the formation was going to be and use his timeout. That's a wise timeout.
Please correct Steubenville timeouts to 0.
Marty Bannister, a Steubenville decision time to make, and obviously they want 7 here.
And that's the great point that Greg was bringing up, too, about the momentum. Because remember, guys, they get the football to start the second half as well because Hartley won the toss and took the football. So, yes, 7 points would be enormous here. You wonder, though, in their mindset, they came out and looked like they were going to line up and play on that down. I think that's certainly the mindset. But you wonder if just any points here are good points in this situation. I know Greg coaches in this is what they get paid to do in these close situations like this. And also, as well, too, the Hartley coaches called that timeout not only to see the formation, but again, reiterating back, they want to know where 19 is, Charles Reeves.
All right, Marty, we appreciate it. Greg, like I said, though, you know, I made a statement. I know it's just the first half. I just think both head coaches feel like field goals aren't going to win this game.
I would agree. Yeah, I expect them to go for it. The question's going to be, do you run the football with McGee and trust your guys run the ball, or are you going to go play action, put your hands at Davis for a run-pass option?
Very tight split from outside that right hash. 4th and goal. Hey, got stepped up. Not going to get there.
Well, there's a push. It's a late push.
Did they blow it dead? They did not. Touchdown. Javon Davis at Steubenville. Wow, what a late push of strength from that Steubenville offense.
That was Johnny Agresta, I believe. They put Agresta in the shotgun and let him follow that left-hand side of the offensive line. I'm pretty sure that was Johnny Agresta.
You got it, and it was Agresta.
What a second push. Second surge by the offensive line.
Flags, whistles, stopped it.
Prior to the snap, full start, number 18 of the kicking team. 5 yards, remains point after.
Well, they direct snapped at Steubenville to Johnny Agresta, who powered it in.
Nothing fancy there. You know, Hartley last week stopped Alter on a similar play like that. They had him stopped initially, but it was that second and third surge that got Agresta in the end zone.
Now looking to add this PAT. Austin Dugan will line drive it through. And that is a huge touchdown to end this first half, as it was indeed Johnny Agresta, who wears number 8, Javon Davis, the QB9. But yep, that's Agresta on that direct snap. Now, Greg, I mean, you make a case that you're going to blow the whistle right there.
Yeah, right there, it's done. But the whistle's not blowing, and you can see the push, and I would say push and pull. I mean, that's just great second effort. Look at this. Look at the guys up front. That's the offensive line. John Moore, Demetrius, Elliott, Eli, Doyle, and company just pushing and pushing. Quadre Williams in there as well. He was in the backfield as a lead blocker. And that's just about heart and determination right there. They're not going to be denied.
No doubt about that. With 5 ticks left in this first half. So, I mean, we got to put a big red star next to that. Not only the decision, but how huge could that be after the 5-yard punt from Jake Ruby that set Steubenville up with that tremendous field position.
And I love the play call, run the football and trusting your guys. Nothing flashy about that play.
They ran it on 3rd down.
Yep.
With Jalen McGee.
And ran it on 4th down. They decided two plays. We're going to run the football. We're going to score.
All right, just 5 seconds left in this first half. And this is Cameron Carter. 35-yard line and ushered out of bounds. Cameron Culver on that return, and that'll do it. If we duplicate that and then some in the second half, buckle up, tighten up, everybody. A 21-14 Columbus Bishop Hartley lead, trying to, for the second year in a row, win a state championship at D4 by defeating Steubenville. All right, down to Marty Bannister with Hartley head coach Brad Birchfield.
Coach, you've got a touchdown lead here at the half. What did you think of the play Steubenville scored on?
Well, it was a tough play. I mean, it is a rugby scrum, so who knows what goes on in there, but they called it a touchdown, so it's a touchdown, and they get the ball first, second half, so we got to play some football.
You talked in the pregame about momentum and things along those lines. Your club was able to take advantage of some mistakes and cash in for points.
A lot of mistakes probably been on both sides. I mean, obviously the bad punt and the fumble, and they've had the fumble, and, it's been a game, a little bit of mistakes right here. Obviously, it's going to be crucial in the second half.
Talk to me defensively. Do you like what your club's doing on that side of the ball right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, obviously 14's a little too much. I'd felt better if it's 21-7.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Marty, we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, the football's been on the ground a few times, more than each head coach would like. A lot of offensive explosiveness. 21-14, guys in the studio, led by Neil Sika on the other side.
You're watching the 2016 OHSAA State Championships, presented across Ohio, exclusively on Time Warner Cable. And by Central Ohio McDonald's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and an active, balanced lifestyle for youth. I'm loving it. By Honda, majestic deals await at your local Ohio Honda dealer. Happy Honda Days. By Mr. Hero, it's all about the taste. And by Quaker's Steak and Lube. Great times, great food, Quaker's Steak and Lube.
What's better than this? Dusk settling in around the Horseshoe, the epic football venue here at the campus of Ohio State University. Hartley's Hawks trying to go back-to-back. They've got a 21-14 lead over Steubenville here at the break. No, you're enjoying this one. We told you there was going to be explosiveness in it. Michael Regan, my partner, Greg Fry, and Greg. So we've seen big play, difference-making touchdowns. And the two running backs, even without Jacob Bernard, Marquette Dixon for Hartley and Jalen McGee for Steubenville, have been extra special.
They really have. And both running games have stepped up in that second quarter especially. And Jalen McGee really needed some energy in this offense. They got it from Jalen McGee, rushing the football. They struggled early in the first quarter, but the second quarter, well, he ran hard, put the ball in the end zone, and that touchdown tied the game at 7-7 and really gave them momentum back when they needed it because they were struggling early in the game.
Yeah, they were, and as far as Marquette Dixon, what a phenomenal first half, including busting the big one that gave them a 2 TD lead.
Well, they started rushing outside quite a bit with him, and then they went inside. And this is the one that he really runs away from the defense. Nice tackle there defensively from the secondary. But this is the one upfield, cuts it north and south. And you're not going to get him when he gets in the secondary. They caught the Big Red in a blitz right there in a great situation. And Marquette Dixon having a great first half.
Yeah, that came out of the possession that gave him a 2 TD lead. And then, of course, that late touchdown from Steubenville. Speaking of the Steubenville Big Red, Marty Bannister had a chance to catch up. The head coach, Reno Sakach.
All right, Coach, let's talk about the end of the first half. You get a big touchdown. A little momentum starting the second half for your club now.
Well, I don't know about momentum. I don't think there's any momentum right now, but we have to create some momentum. We let too many mistakes hurt us in that first half. If we can clear up our mistakes, then we have a good chance of being in this game at the end.
And you get the ball to start the second half, backpedaling into that touchdown you scored. How big is that?
Big. All touchdowns are big. First downs are big right now.
All right, Coach, thanks very much.
First downs are big right now. That's 34 years of high school football wisdom right there, that every snap is vital at the state championship game.
He understands the importance of the opening drive of the second half. He's thinking, let's get some first downs and move the football. Yeah, we'll take the points, but we're back in at 21-14. He's okay.
Yeah, remember he direct snap to the H-back, Johnny Agresta, who got that, what's going to be a memorable push in Steubenville lore if the Big Red go on to win this football game. Again, there's that angled short kick. It went down to the ground before Abe Zane came up with that bouncy football, and a strong return from Abe Zane to the 45-yard line. Well, Greg, I said it to you before. I mean, yeah, that's all well and good, but when you choose to kick the football short like that, sometimes you're going to get caught giving the other squad real good starting position.
You see this quite a bit. You get a drop, and the coverage team relaxes, and you get a big gap by Zane right there, and he flips the field, puts it down inside Hartley territory. Great field position to start the second half.
Javon Davis, after the Zane return, Davis 5 of 12 for 61 yards. And that direct snap again to Agresta. The H-back, Johnny Agresta, Reno Suckoch. I guess Greg's saying, you know what? It was good on the goal line. Let's run it in the middle of the football field.
I don't blame him for coming back to this and trying to run the football in that set, that personnel set. We saw LaSalle do this last night in the second half, but they get out of it right away, and they're going to bring Javon Davis back in. Good job defensively there by Hartley, stopping it right away.
Greg, how would you assess this young man, Javon Davis's first half operating his offense?
I think he's done a nice job. I think, they got to find ways to get the ball to Charles Reeves. The one play that they miscued on really hurt them. Him and Reeves.
Davis, Javon Davis to the 27-yard line. That's 19 yards. How about the wiggle at the end of that from Davis?
Well, they don't run him very much. This is really designed. They're going to fake it. Look at the guard, the tackle pull, excellent blocks up front. Tyler Eli, Drone Moore, Kieran Doyle, all those guys doing a nice job. That's a designed running play. And again, Javon Davis doesn't run it very much, but I like letting him use his feet.
Couple of snaps and embarking on the red zone. Davis going to take a shot for Petway and had it broken up.
I like it. Going vertical to Petway. The only bad thing about it is just he brought him a little bit inside. Pretty good coverage corner right there. The bat ball's a little bit more outside. Elijah Carter was on the coverage. A little bit more outside to give Petway a chance to make the play. But I like the fact that they took a shot.
175-pound senior receiver, Cheyenne Petway, 7 touchdown receptions on the year, by the way. So he and Big Charles Reeves have been a strong pass-catch duo. 2nd and 10 now for Javon Davis out of the eye. Play action. Davis will gun his throw, making that grab as Zane Zamish hauling it in. Zamish was the lead guy out of that eye, Greg, and then circled out of the backfield on his route.
Just running a little bit of counter boot out of the backfield. The fullback's always open. Good throw and catch. Zamish does a nice job.
Back to the ground game. Jalen McGee powers his way to the 15-yard line on 3rd and short. Move those chains. First down, Steubenville.
They're running the football. They took one shot up top to Petaway, but outside of that, and the play action pass in the flat is a miss. They're running the football effectively, which is what they want to do. I love the towel look, by the way. That's old school. I love it. I just love it. I want to see him bite on it like the Tark used to do.
That's great. Out of the eye for the 15-yard line for Javon Davis. Run toss sweep, and this is Jalen McGee. Got 5. He'll power his way down to the 10-yard line. Greg, you got to love the way that the guards on this squad, Elijah Demetrius and also Kieran Doyle, they can move.
They can move, and they're blocking some pretty good linebackers over there. Jack Baughman going backwards. I don't see that too often, but Cody Kirkbride going to tackle, but really both teams, front three, the center and guard combinations really do a nice job. No surprise they're playing in week 15.
They spotted the football at the 11-yard line. This is 2nd and 6. Steubenville can rack up another first down. Line to make is at the 5. Lead power football running game with Jalen McGee again. And he's very close to that first down, although the spot's probably going to be about half a yard, 3/4 of a yard shot.
A little bit short. It's a nice lead block by Zimish. Could put a 3rd and short situation, which is really what they want in this case.
I still love the lead power ground game. I still love it.
Yes.
Saw it right there. 3rd and short. McGee. What a hit to stop him a couple yards shy. That was Thomas Casimir, the senior who wears number 50. Greg, how did he upend McGee like that?
Great penetration by Casimir right here. He gets through, gets low. He took out the other guard. Casimir's a guard. He understands how these plays are developed. He got low, got penetration. That's how you stop a 3rd and short situation.
I'm going to put a big star behind Thomas Casimir's name.
Oh, yeah.
This is 4th down and 3 out of that stacked eye. Now Zimish will break it off. Jalen McGee got to get to the 5. Oh, no. Turn it over on downs. The Hartley Hawks defensively coming up with a huge stop. Jack Baughman, senior linebacker, in on the hit.
Again, penetration. We saw this last week against Kettering Alter. They stopped Alter inside the 1-yard line. Let's see who gets through. Yeah, Baughman there as well. Alexander Blackman. Excellent job by the corner turning that back in. Manley turned it inside, let the linebackers make the play. Boy, that great penetration. Patrick Gilliland there as well for his defensive tackle position. But last week, Alter had the ball inside the 5-yard line. Chance to tie the game. 4 straight plays, and the last one was on the 1-yard line. They stopped about the half-yard line, literally.
That's stout and that's sturdy, and that wins a lot of football games, as we know.
When it demoralizes the opponent.
Oh, that red zone trip comes up a wanting. That first down call for Hartley. Look at the drive from Marquette Dixon. Dixon gets that first down call, and they push that out behind that O-line. That was Max Steinecker getting a big push, that center.
Nick Dawson's nice little push there for his left tackle position. That play didn't look like it was going to get 6 yards, but you could see the churning by Marquette Dixon. You see the side by Coach Birchfield.
And now it's incumbent on this Steubenville D to see if they can match Hartley a moment ago. Dixon got the late push. He's got a first down at the 19-yard line. Back-to-back carries. Marquette Dixon.
Look at all the bodies in the hole right there. Look at the penetration that they're putting on the defense. Onega, Cohen, Nick Dahl's up in the hole. That's what they do that very well. They surgically attack you at certain spots defensively, inside and outside. Difficult to defend.
Love the two Nicks. Nick Onega, Greg just mentioned, Nick Cohen. Onega, $190, touchdown run today. Cohen, 240-pounder. Clears some space. Got to give him the sugar once in a while, too. Yeah. Nick Cohen, 240-pounder, got that call on that quick trap.
He gets the trap play. They had a lot of success with the trap last week against Kettering Alter. Cohen he had about 4 carries in the game last week, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But you're right. You got to give him sugar. If you're going to block, you got to give him some love, right?
Sure you do.
Nice job defensively, though, stopping that. Up front, Quentin Moore, Jerome Moore, Marlon Lawrence, Charles Reeves. The defensive line held strong.
All right, Cohen got a couple. Toss sweep. Dixon got tripped up. That was Charles Reeves who kind of blew that up, Greg. He showed up, that big number 19. It disrupted Dixon.
Well, that's a good thing he did because they had some numbers outside. Look at all the blue shirts pulling, and Reeves is getting held. That's why he made the stop, and he was getting held. He's like, come on, throw it.
After Reeves made that stop, now Hartley and quarterback Jake Ruby looking at a third down. We're going to call it 7 here. 29-yard line to gain to keep this drive alive. We're through the halfway point of quarter number 3. Great to have you along. D4 championship against the blitz. That toss sweep, and it got blown up as Nick Onega got toppled at the 24-yard line. Bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Quentin Moore, Jerome Moore. Good job coming up and make the play to the secondary as well. That's a nice stop defensively. Onega, who had the touchdown earlier. That's a big stop in that big red defense.
It is, and Greg, now we've seen punting issues today for Hartley.
Yes, we have. It hasn't been a dull moment. Jake Ruby back there, kicking him low, off the side of his foot. Here's your fake.
They're going to run the football out of that fake. First down and a lot more. Onega has come clean. Nick Onega finally dropped down inside the 15-yard line.
I'm not surprised. I mean, when you least expect it, Brad Birchfield will do that to you, and it was well executed. They're going to snap the up back right here. Look at all the blue shirts into the hole. I mean, he was going to get the first down. Now it's a question of is he going to get a touchdown. But this is their coaching style. I mean, they're willing to risk it. And when you risk it, there's a reward. Important they get the reward on that fake.
What a huge change of events. We're discussing how very futile the Hartley punt game has been today, and Brad Birchfield said, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, we won't punt.
Not going to punt the football. Now they're in the red zone for the 14-yard line of Steubenville. Dixon. Oh, did he get belted? Hello. He took a wallop as coming up to make that hit for Steubenville was Nightwan Robinson. That's the second big lick he's put on today.
Robinson is first team all district. There's a reason, but don't leave your feet. Whoa. I like it. 6 foot 225 senior. Hello.
You heard that thud up here. Greg and I felt it.
What do you got? Dixon split out. This could be a jet sweep situation.
Yeah, the up back is Nick Cohen. Trying to run that counter. Not fooled was Steubenville, and Jake Ruby got planted. Making that hit was Marlon Lawrence, 270-pound D tackle.
Well, I think Marlon Lawrence might have saved a touchdown there. It looked like it was going to be a throwback screen to the other side if they faked it. They faked the counter to Culver. It never had a chance to develop because of Marlon Lawrence. That's just great penetration.
This is 3rd down. And behind the sticks, Hartley. 3rd down at 14. They can gain a first down at the 4 for Jake Ruby. Ruby gonna trigger the out, and he got picked off.
Manley got it back.
But Manley took the football back. Taylor thought he had an INT, and Greg Fry, how about Jaden Manley, who took it away from Taylor?
Wow. Alec Taylor had the football, and Manley took it away. I mean, this could have been a pick 6. Watch Taylor. He steps in front. He's got the football, and watch Jaden Manley take it away. Let's see if he gets possession. Manley took it away. Taylor absolutely has possession. Jaden Manley takes it away by the time he hits the ground.
That's got to be a reception for Jaden Manley.
Boy.
We had an interception by Steubenville, which then was stripped by Hartley. It's going to be Hartley first down.
Because there was a change of possession.
That's right.
That's a great call by the stripe guys. Nice job, guys.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2:50. 2:50, and the clock will start on my mark.
If that would have been called just a straight reception, Hartley would have been looking at 4th down. Now they've still got 4th down up the chain gang on the sticks. Now they're going to flip it. That's 1st down. Well, as you said, change of possession.
All I know is it just messed up my drive chart. This is a new drive. The ball changed hands within a matter of about a second, but they got it right.
Jake Ruby has got a clean set of downs now. They're trying to run that trap with Nick Cohen. And we got a penalty flag on that. Let's get this sorted out first. Probably going to go against Hartley.
Yeah, it's going in the box.
Offense, number 51 and 50, chop block. 15 yards, repeat 1st down.
It's real simple. When a defender is being engaged, you cannot have a second blocker come in and make contact with him. There's a chop block. Quickly, Marty Bannister on back to the Jaden Manley play. Let's take a look at this, 50 at 51. After this snap, we'll see what Marty Bannister's viewpoint was on Jaden Manley taking that football away. Toss sweep, Marquette Dixon. Dixon got drilled as he hit the 20-yard line. All right, Marty, how about the play from Jaden Manley to take it away from Alec Taylor?
Your thoughts go right away back to, remember the Maurice Clarent play in the Orange or in the Fiesta Bowl, the National Championship game? Oh, what's now so many years ago. But Manley did a great job of keeping his head about him, and coaches on both sides of the ball talk about this all the time. Don't quit on any play. And he did. As you mentioned, that could have very well have been a pick 6 for Steubenville, but he stepped right in front of it, or he took the ball right back from the receiver. And give the officials credit. They right away went into a huddle to make sure they got the down and distance right as well.
And this is 2nd and 16 now for the 20 for Jake Ruby. Football's out! Steubenville has come up with the loose football as Marquette Dixon off the bad exchange put it on the ground. Steubenville has got an enormous fumble recovery to thwart this drive.
Well, that's just a miscue. That's a simple handoff for quarterback and running back right there. Wow. This is something they do all week long in practice. This week 15, that normally doesn't happen.
Hey, you're on the 24.
Quadre Williams, who wears, I think number 52 was on there. There's big Quadre. Came up with that fumble recovery. So another turnover. This one by the Hartley offense. Javon Davis now down by 7. Remains 21-14. Play action. Davis gonna unload for Taylor. Got knocked down. Excellent pass breakup as being bracketed was receiver Alec Taylor. Cameron Culver in on the hit.
Well, the one thing for Bishop Hartley, they've watched plenty of film. They know there's big play potential. You got double coverage by Manley and Culver. Cameron Culver's playing back 15, 20 yards, and he's kind of the eraser. He's keeping everything in front. They're doing a great job of not letting the Big Red get the big play that they're used to getting all year long. They're going to make him drive it long field. And you're giving up a little bit in the running game when you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Culver back so
yeah, I hear you. Rapidly moving 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10, Davis. Watch that throwback screen. And it was absolutely blown up. The throw was caught by Jamal Petway, but Petway, he had a lot of bad intending Hartley defenders around him.
Cody Kirkbride, this is about film study right here. They're going to sprint left and throw the screen back right. 51 Kirkbride's right there. He almost had a chance to intercept this, but the district defensive player of the year, 6'4", 230, blows it up. And that's watching film right there. You young linebackers out there watching this, he was right on it because he saw this on film and he came right to it. He didn't go with the flow.
Greg, what is 3rd and 16 in the playbook called for here for Steubenville?
I'd run quarterback draw.
Davis Waggling left. Gonna gun middle. Almost got picked off as double coverage on Alec Taylor again. Cameron Culver, always omnipresent, and Culver had some help as well from Elijah Carter. Carter and Culver combine on the pass breakup.
That's Philip Coyle. Philip Cole coming off from his corner position. There's a collision with he and Elijah Carter. They're both getting a little slow. I think they're going to be okay, but excellent job by Philip Cole coming off of his receiver to go get the football.
Now with 1:05 left in this fourth quarter, let's take a quick timeout. Hartley should get the football back again with a 21-14 lead. All right, let's check that now. We are gonna stay as Steubenville's got to punt the football away. This line drive shot. A 47-yard line. So now on the change of possession, let's take this timeout. Inside 60 seconds left in the third quarter. The Hawks of Bishop Hartley. They beat Steubenville in a wild 31-28 D4 championship game win a year ago. 7-point lead now. Brad Birchfield and his football squad, they've got a 7-point advantage here late in the third quarter, and we talk about coaching consistency. That is a part, Greg Fry, of this Hartley program. A lot of years invested.
He's got a great staff, and Chuck Wooten is going to retire after 40 years. This is his last game as a coach for Bishop Hartley. This staff has been attacked for quite a while, and they do a phenomenal job. Chris Sawyer has been the offensive coordinator along with Brad Birchfield for quite a few years, going back to Centerburg. These guys have been around, and they're great. It's a great coaching staff. You know what you're going to get when you play them.
They have been as consistent as far as a premier winning program that we've had in the state of Ohio. 12-2 football season this year, and that's what Brad Birchfield told us this week. We all stay on an even keel. That's the philosophy, the secret to the success. And it sure helps when you've got a Marquette Dixon that's able to get into a hole and explode like that. That's 7 on his first down call.
He's been a little bit quiet in the second half, but if you're going to finish off this game, that's the guy you want to be giving the ball to, following his blockers. You follow Kirkbride and Nick Cohen again.
Well, Greg, and again, that's free safety Gino Piero having to make that last hit, or Dixon's out the back door to the end zone.
That's not a good sign for the Big Red when you got your free safety making the tackle. But the Big Red's still very much in this game. They got to find a way to keep Bishop Hartley out of the end zone here.
Run play. This could be the final snap of quarter number 3. It is Marquette Dixon. Dixon's got a first down, so the clock will stop for a moment with 6 seconds left. And when the ball is spotted and the chain gang gets there, that'll move the sticks, and we won't have another snap as quarter number 3 is going to expire. All right, hang on, everybody. Fourth quarter coming up. 12 minutes of football. Who knows? Maybe more. At least 12 minutes of football. It's been absolutely epic so far. A lot more to come. Hartley leads Steubenville 21-14.
I am a champion.
Make some noise!
What's better than this, huh? Early in the month of December, it's every high school football player's dream here in the state of Ohio. Be right here, competing for a state championship inside the fabled Ohio Stadium on the campus of Ohio State University. Start quarter number 4, Bishop Hartley with a 21-14 lead over Steubenville. Michael Regai, Greg Fry, Marty Bannister on the sidelines. Our Terrific crew, producer John Nakauchi, director Mike Simons, all the guys and gals working hard and want you to enjoy this fourth quarter. Jake Ruby. On the first down call, you hear the thuds again, as that was a big hit, of course, from the man that's run the football out of tailback spot, Jalen McGee, as he put the pop, there's McGee, put the pop on Dixon and then picking up his counterpart.
6'2" 205, watch him step in and deliver the blow. I mean, that's pretty impressive. The effort that McGee has given on both sides of the ball today has been extremely impressive.
So, Greg, real heavy dose of Marquette to Dixon for Brian Birchfield here in the fourth?
Absolutely. I mean, you go with what brung you. That's my philosophy. Follow 14, give 22.
22 got the football, and 22 just got rocked. Marlon Lawrence continues, Greg Fry, to step in gaps and make big hits.
Well, look at the body language. Marquette Dixon, he didn't take too many shots like that. Hello, that's 2 in a row. McGee and Lawrence. Woo! Hello. That team's not laying down. They want the football back.
Personnel package, different look coming in, as Nick Onega will join this group, as even quarterback Jake Ruby. Now this play clock's getting a little bit short. It's at 5 on 3rd down and 10. Toss sweep again. Dixon trying to create some room. Got 4. Decision time, though. Brad Birchfield. You got a 7-point advantage. You got 4th down and 8 from the 34-yard line. This will be a 51-yard field goal from right here.
We're not going to kick the field goal. He's already done the fake punt. You see the toss sweep. Look at all the lead blockers out here. He got the edge, but again, good pursuit by the backhand side. Johnny Agresta there, as well as Quentin Moore. If it were me, I'd be pooching this thing down and making go to the long field. But I'm not Brad Birchfield. He trusts his defense.
There's no question about that. You're absolutely right. And how about the job? Last snap, Jake Ruby let the play clock down to 1. It's at 4 here. Ruby throwing the out. Incomplete. He threw that out of bounds for Jaden Manley. Turn it over on downs. Greg Fry, partner, your point comes into play. Brad Birchfield, he trusts his defense, and he's going to have to get him on the football field again.
Ooh, that was, boy. He might have caught that, but regardless, excellent effort by Jaden Manley to go get the football. He caught that football, but it was the pressure on Jake Ruby that forced him to throw it before he wanted to.
9:41 left, and now the officiating crew is going to want to stop it momentarily as Steubenville gets her offense back on the football field.
Key for Steubenville is be patient.
Yeah.
I mean, go through play action, pass the game, and run the football.
And pick your spots, see if you can get Charles Reeves rolling too.
Exactly. Throw that quick screen to him. You saw that on 3rd and long. Throw it on 1st down.
That's Reeves by the numbers, top of your screen. Alec Taylor is there in the
Taylor.
slot.
Reeves is up to the top.
There you go. Javon Davis. Straight quarterback run. Davis got 3. He'll bring up 2nd and 7.
But I can't emphasize just being patient. Again, Cameron Culver's playing 15, 20 yards back at free safety, which means, and he's typically a run stopper coming up aggressively. They're giving you the short running game, short passing game. This is direct snap. Javon Davis, it's a nice pickup on 1st down.
We'll keep an eye, too, on Johnny Agresta, who wears number 8, the two-way player, the H-back. I mean, look, this Steubenville offense averaged 37 points a game. And, we know why. Close to 400 yards a game total low. They got weapons. They're down by 7. Davis. And a triggerous throw. He wanted Charles Reeves. Well, a late flag just flew from the back judge from about 15 yards away.
It's going to be a penalty on Reese. Reese was trailing Charles Reeves. It's going to be pass interference or defensive holding because Reese had his arm wrapped around Charles Reeves.
Pass interference, number 21 of the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. will result in a first down.
If you're the Big Red, I'd come back to it. They were looking for the crossing route right here. Watch Reeves got his arm wrapped around. That's a good call. Trying to get the ball to Charles Reeves on that delayed. Really long, it took a long time to come across. But throw the quick screen to him.
You've been calling for it. We did see the back shoulder fade in the first half on that out with excellent ball placement from Javon Davis. Now this is Agresta. A direct snap to Agresta, and he's got a first down. Johnny Agresta. Well, Greg, we know, that's why I mentioned it a moment ago. It's prominently in the package now.
We'll look at all the guys up front pulling. Eli, Moore, Doyle, Demetrius, all those guys leading the way. Agresta following. Excellent job of the offensive line, and why not? Lead them in. Do it again.
Empty backfield. Agresta off that jet sweep action. But this time he got stood up. Give Johnny Agresta just a yard. As again, that front seven trying to make things happen as that looked like Ethan Amaya in on the hit.
He's got to follow his guard. He's got to bounce it outside. Boffman got in there low, but that's one, you know, I don't know how many reps he gets with this, but if he follows his guard, Demetrius going to the outside, he bounces that thing. He's got to play.
Second down and 9, and now back under center is Javon Davis. This is Jalen McGee. Watch the edge. But again, that active running sideline to sideline defense is looking at that Thomas Casimir. Where's number 50? He strung that out.
Casimir, Jack Boffman. This is very much a, I guess you call him a bend, but don't break defense. Look at the penetration, about 50 coming off the block. That's just a great job. In the trenches, Thomas Casimir, 5'11", 240, comes off the block and makes a tackle.
Big play. Third down and 6 for Javon Davis. Going to go with 3 wide receivers down to the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, Reeves in a one-on-one setting.
Run the football. Jalen McGee, first down and more. Powers his way to the 19-yard line. That's 13 yards on third down and 7, Greg Fry. First down, Steubenville.
That's the patience I'm talking about. They're stressing the run on this drive. McGee's just going to follow his guys up front, picks up the first down. And you can feel some urgency in the crowd, the Big Red faithful getting excited.
Now out of the eye for Javon Davis with a couple of wide receivers, bottom of the formation. And that long snap count, McGee, stretch play, Jalen McGee. He just powered his way over Hartley cornerback Elijah Carter, and it was McGee, the aggressor, who put the hit on Carter.
I wouldn't want to be Elijah Carter, but the good thing Elijah Carter is he stayed low. But Jalen McGee lowered the boom. Those legs are powerful.
A good look at Jalen McGee.
He's over 100 yards. Gonna go back to him.
200-pound running back dynamo. This is Agresta powering his way on misdirection. However, that flag in the area of holding's probably going to bring it back.
Offense, holding, number 72, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
That one's going to hurt. It's 10 yards from the spot, and he got it all the way down. Left guard right here, Eli. Got the arm around. Yeah, you got to call it. I mean, he's got the arm wrapped around. It's an obvious call, and that's going to be painful because Agresta was down the 1-yard line. Now they're going to be on a 21.
This is second down at 12. All right, line to make at the 9 for Javon Davis. Clock running. We are inside the 6-minute mark. You feel the emotion in this fabled football venue? How could you not? Steubenville down by 7. Davis. Reeves had the ground. Reeves inside the 5. Reeves to the corner. He's in. Touchdown. Charles Reeves. Momentarily, it looked like the field judge might mark him out of bounds. Now he got the touchdown signal. Charles Reeves, PAT away from tying it up for Steubenville.
Hey, short pass to Charles Reeves. Why not, right? I mean, you can see how physical he is, and he knows how to get to the end zone. He's reaching it out there. He's been there a few times. Get him the ball.
This to tie it up from Austin Dugan. It got there, but I wasn't sure that it had enough oomph behind it, but Dugan was able to connect on the PAT. Charles Reeves with his 8th touchdown catch of the year. You like this? I hope so. We're even at 21. There have been major difference-making, electrifying plays all over the football field today. And we've still got 5:41 to go. The latest being from Charles Reeves, Greg Fry.
Yeah, good job being patient on the drive. Javon Davis can hit Reeves short, breaking tackles, putting the ball in the end zone, gets the ball over the pylon. Excellent ball placement. And he just shows his size and his power, gets the ball over the pylon. And here we go. You said something about overtime a couple minutes ago. I mean,
I might have said.
You didn't say overtime. You said maybe play some more minutes.
12 minutes or maybe more. Yeah, well, the last time we've had an overtime here in the state championship games, 2006, any division, 1997 in Division 4. So in Division 4, that'll be 19 football seasons ago. And the theme continues with the short kicks. Now from the 15-yard line. On that return is Cameron Culver. Look at the speed from Culver as he wheeled his way outside the numbers in decent operating position. All right, Greg, what do you expect to see out of Brad Birchfield's offense here? Now, big steady dose. Remember last possession, Marquette Dixon and the Steubenville defense basically said, no, you won't.
Well, yeah, obviously you'd run Dixon, but last time they tried to run it up the middle and it got stymied by the Big Red defense. So, Chris Sawyer and company, Chris Sawyer's the offensive coordinator. Early in the game, they had success outside. So we'll see if they go back outside this series.
We are tied at 21 apiece. Jake Ruby, the senior quarterback. They don't throw the football a lot. Now run that inside misdirect, and Marquette Dixon got 4.
Well, that's a great tackle by Cheyenne Petaway because that play had a chance. Aggressive there as well. That play looked like it was going to get 8 to 10.
Yeah, Petaway and, of course, Johnny Agresta, who has become a very central figure in this football game for Steubenville.
Well, I can tell you
both sides.
No hurry-up situation here for Bishop Hartley. They're going to be very patient. If they don't score, they want to chew up as much clock as they can.
Got flags before that toss sweep could get started to Marquette Dixon. Now remember a year ago, too, Hartley wins 31-28. Going to be a false start here on Hartley. Greg, last year at this time, 28-28. Hartley went on a game-winning drive, a little bit, about 5 left. They kicked what would be the deciding game winner to give them the 31-28 winning verdict.
Well, and you could see the Big Red faithful understood how important that penalty was, putting Hartley in a second and long situation. Big Red's thinking, hey, we're going to get a stop here, and we're going to get the ball back at midfield, and we got momentum offensively.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 4, 5, 6.
This is a critical series for Hartley. They can't afford to go 3 and out because they don't have momentum right now. They can't give the football up. And the Big Red is sensing it. They smell blood in the water right now.
Yeah, Greg, they caught a spark. There's no question about that. After that last Hartley possession that they knocked down Marquette Dixon 3 times, got the football back, Charles Reeves, touchdown.
Game clock operator, 5 minutes.
Well, Well, it's that chess match now between offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. What are you going to call? And, just put your guys in the right spot to have success, something you're comfortable with.
All right, the game clock is now set at 5 minutes exactly. And this is a second down and 11. Big play here for quarterback Jake Ruby. Jaden Manley, could Manley be involved here? Off play action, that throwback screen. That's hauled in by Nick Onega, but Onega just got a couple as he got belted out of bounds.
Well, I think they're going to get a holding on the Hawks as well.
That Steubenville sideline erupting.
Offense, holding, number 50, 10 yards, repeat second down.
It's a throwback screen to Nick Onega. And Casimir right here is going to pull. Here's Casimir. He's going to lead block. Yeah, he got it. He got his arm. I mean, it's a, you can call that either way, but he got his arm around the front of Agresta. Going to be called. And they're going the wrong direction.
Second down. Let's call it 17 now. That line to make is up at the 42-yard line to keep this drive alive for Hartley. Blitz look coming. Blitz coming. Pressure coming. Ruby still alive. Jake Ruby. They're going to put the football up for grabs. No receiver in the vicinity. Flag flies.
Well, potentially lineman downfield. I don't think this is going to be good for Hartley.
Jake Ruby buying time, Greg.
He bought time and threw it away. Let's see what they're going to call. So you got an ineligible receiver. One of the linemen was downfield, which can happen when you get a quarterback scrambling. And I would be thinking the Big Red would decline
Offense,
this.
ineligible downfield, number 54. That penalty is declined. Be third down.
Just thinking about that, and you would imagine that head coach Reno Suckox.
See the missed block right here. Marquette Dixon, that's the guy he's got to pick up, and now Jake Ruby's running for his life. And not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 14 in this situation. To me, run the football. I mean, you may get stuffed, but your best chance of picking up a big gain is to run it.
And Reno Suckox making the right call. Keep that down box moving. They decline that penalty.
That defense is going to get aggressive here. They're going to tee off.
On 3rd and 17, going to run the football with Marquette Dixon just up and down. Jalen McGee on the hit of Marquette Dixon. 4th down and very, very long. And Steubenville is going to get their hands on the football, we think, unless Brad Birchfield wants to go to his second fake punt here.
I agree with the call, because I wouldn't want to take the risk of throwing a pick right there in that situation. They haven't had much success throwing the football, but a great stop in the Big Red defense, and they're going to get it back with great field position.
Now this time the snap will go to Ruby. His line drive shot Piero for the 41. Piero, strong return. That's a 10-yard return for Steubenville's Gino Piero, the free safety. All right, let's take a look here at this 21-21 tie and our game summary. This was the big one with Johnny Agresta, Greg Fry, brought to you by Mr. Hero.
It was 21-7 at that point. That made it 21-14 at halftime, and that changed the momentum of the game. And then Charles Reeves finally gets himself into the act, and that one ties it up. And the momentum is on the side for the Big Red.
Direct snap, Johnny Agresta gonna bounce it outside. Boy, that's an excellent defensive stand off that corner from Elijah Carter, who would not let Agresta get outside of him and turn it up.
This defense had their back to the wall last week against Kettering Alter, and they held their ground on the 1 yard line to hold off and win 14-7. This time, though, it's tied. And you got a pretty good field goal kicker in Mark Smith, who's been 4 out of 5 on the year. So 2 options to score here for the Big Red.
Johnny Agresta got 4, so Javon Davis now back. Going to take that direct snap out of the gun. At second down at 6. Straight quarterback run. Davis got toppled at the 42-yard line. Javon Davis got 4 more. Third down, let's call it 3.
Boy, great penetration by Jack Balkman. Gets his shoestrings right there to tie him up, because that play had a chance. There was a lot of white shirts out front.
Hang on, everybody. What would you expect? Anything different? Greg and I didn't. Woo! I know. From the moment we started the show today.
Timeout, Steubenville. Their first of the half.
All right, so Reno Succots wants to talk about it here, but you know, Greg, this is exactly why this rematch was so enticing for everybody around the state, because of the way this game unfolded a year ago.
Please reset the game
such a great game last year.
3-1-5.
Decided by 3 points and a late field goal by Bishop Hartley. And here we are again. Both these teams have just been solid all year long. 3 minutes to decide the outcome.
Marty Bannister, as we've just been saying, we've been here before with these two squads that seem to epitomize Division IV competition here in the state.
Absolutely, Michael. It was great to watch as the Hartley team came towards head coach Brad Birchfield. He had his palms out saying, just calm down, fellas. We've done this before. Now, Steubenville on their last touchdown drive, one of the things they did very well was get their athletes in space. And on a situation like this, 3rd down and 3, that might be something to watch for here.
Now we do note, though, thank you, Marty, appreciate it, Charles Reeves not on the football field right now.
Good observation. He is not on the field.
Charles Reeves, they got 3 wide. Reeves isn't one of them. Davis going to run the football. Davis got a first down. At the 31-yard line, wrapped up and thrown out of bounds. Making that hit was Cody Kirkbride. That's a first down, Steubenville. Johnny Agresta took that snap.
Oh, yeah. Direct snap to Agresta. Oh, and he got a great block by Alec Taylor. A crackback block on the linebacker to set him free. Huge block.
It seems like I'm picking up the pattern. Agresta usually stays for 2 snaps. Right? 2 snaps. There he is.
Well, that's why Reeves isn't out there. They're not throwing the ball. They want to block. And Taylor made the great block. That was an excellent personnel substitution.
Agresta on the direct snap. Johnny Agresta will battle his way to the 27-yard line. I think I called him a central figure a few moments ago. He's been that on both sides of the football for Steubenville.
Well, ironically, 1 year ago, the field goal made by Bishop Hartley is right in the same field goal post, same end zone.
Yep, closed in.
You got Reeves back in. I'm telling you, I still would love to get him a quick screen here and let him be physical.
4 wide receivers, and now it'll empty out for Javon Davis. Davis letting that play clock come down. He'll let it come down probably inside 3.
A lot of check with me here. They're looking at the defense. They're giving the best play.
They didn't get it off, or did the Reno Succots get a timeout? He did. That play clock was set to expire.
Steubenville, their second timeout of the half.
Reno Succots, although obviously not pleased at having to burn that timeout, but you know, Greg, the personnel packages have been flowing back and forth, have they not, for Steubenville?
Well, he's getting on his quarterback, but I can tell you, having been there, the plays been coming in slow, you know, and there's a lot of check with me on the sideline, so a lot of mental energy being spent there, and the right thing they did was call the timeout. Get everybody on the same page, make sure you got the right play call, get everybody relaxed. Let's get the right play call. Let's go back out and make it happen.
I want to remind you of the big Division I state matchup coming up tonight. Check out And the Wildcats of St. Ignatius, my partner Greg Fry, knows a little bit about the tradition of St. Xavier.
Well, those two met in the regular season, and the Wildcats won 31-14. But I will tell you that St. Xavier's been on a roll. They've been hot. They've been the cardiac kids. So you can't write them off at all.
7:30 tonight. I do believe that's Paul Keels and Jim Lachey on the call. All right, this is second down now. Javon Davis off play action. Davis gonna unload, corner. It was broken up. He was looking on that post corner cut to find a Sean Petaway, and Petaway was bracketed. Excellent coverage by Hartley.
Yeah, it wasn't there. He's trying to squeeze this one in. He's very fortunate this wasn't intercepted. That's a great throw, but Cameron Culver came from way outside to make the play and knock it down. Jaden Manley there as well on the coverage.
Big third down play now. You know, right from here, be another big decision to make for head coach Reno Suckout. But let's see how this third down at 6 unfolds. Back to the ground game. Trying to cut back inside was Jamal Petaway. Petaway got knocked down at the 24-yard line. Here we go. This is fourth down now. Fourth down and about long 3, Greg.
We'll say 2 to 3. I like the play call going short side, but great penetration by that backside by Bishop Hartley to stop him. And here you go. Patrick Gilland made the tackle.
It's Javon Davis to take the snap. Still plenty of time on the play clock.
They might call timeout and take this one over. I can't imagine they're going to run it right now.
Grego, that's it. That's a final timeout.
Timeout, Steubenville.
They weren't
Their
sure.
third and final timeout.
They weren't sure, and if you're not sure, you got. I know it's the last one, but you got to get it right. You don't want to mess this call up. I'd rather take the timeout and get it right. You can't take them with you on the drive home. Last time I checked.
I completely understand, and I'm agreeing with you.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I am because, yeah, you're unsure. Again, they had a personnel package exchange, but I am surprised. Greg, they burned all 3 of them on this drive,
I agree with
and 2 of them were because of personnel issues.
Yeah, I think this was one where they wanted to line up and then do a check with me, get the play call, but they ran out of time. So, you know, sometimes, hey, I've been there. You know, I've been there. When you're not in a rhythm, you know, it's difficult to make the call. And in this situation, you got to get it right. You got to stare at everybody in the stands and say, "This is what we were trying to do." When the game's over.
And there it is, 29 of them for the Steubenville Big Red program. A legendary field goal teams coming out.
Mark Smith on the field.
210-pound senior. This will be from the left hash from 41 yards away out of the hole of Gino Piero.
As long as 36 on the year.
Snap is clean. Nowhere near. Came off the side of his foot. This is Buckman. He's free. Outside the numbers. Inside the 25 and finally knocked down at the 22-yard line. Cody Kirkbride for Bishop Hartley.
You got to remember, field goal's returnable, and it's out of his range, you know, a little bit out of his range, so he tries to kill it, and he misses it. Cody Kirkbride gets right to it. And it's returnable. Evidence, you know, we go back to the Auburn-Alabama game a couple years ago, right? This wasn't blocked. He just missed it to the right. And you get a field goal team that's not used to defending. And I mean, how about this?
The emotional roller coaster. And again, now that you burn 3 timeouts, all of them on one, now what turns out to be an ill-fated drive. All right, let's find out. Don't go anywhere. A minute 18 left. The quarterback, Jake Ruger. Toss sweep, Marquette Dixon. He's free. Dixon to the 12-yard line. It's very close to a Bishop Hartley first down.
The field goal kicker, Mateo Gresti, made a 42-yarder in week 13, so he's in range. But I'll tell you right now, Brad Birchfield and company they don't want to kick a field goal. They want to score a touchdown. And that's a great first down play. Look at you can see how hard he's running.
That clock moving now. From the 13-yard line, we're going to hit the 60-second mark. And remember, Steubenville cannot stop it. Marquette Dixon going to run lead power run game down to the 10-yard line. And now it's all about Brad Birchfield and how he wants to play this, Greg Fry.
That's right. Well, and I think, again, I might contradict myself. You know, now run the ball to the left, get it in the middle of the field. You're down close enough. It's not a long field goal, but you're going to run that clock all the way down. And if you score, if you bust one, you score, that's a bonus. But I'd put the ball in the hands of 22 again. Be following Nick Cohen and Nick Onega. Run it to the left. See what happens.
Second down from the 11. Dixon off the cutback. He got popped again by his opposite number, Jalen McGee. What do you think's going through the mind of sophomore Matteo Agresti of Hartley right now?
I'm not sure.
With 2 seconds left, Brad Birchfield calls the timeout.
Timeout. Bishop Hartley, their first of the half.
For Matteo Agresti, the sophomore in the field goal unit.
Again, he's been under pressure a couple weeks ago. He had to make an important field goal. So he's been there. And that was in the Ottawa-Glandorf game that put him up by 10 points. So he understands the pressure. Maybe not quite like this, but he's been tested.
Last year at this time, no, it wasn't with 2 seconds left, mind you. It was tied at 28. Ben Hawk, who was a senior.
Yep. Game winner to win the
Oh, my.
That football came off the tee.
It was not on the tee. Wow. Good job, you guys. The ball's on the tee. I mean, that's you wonder why he missed it as bad as he did. Gino Piero was on the hole right there. I've been a holder. I've been there. I understand what that's like.
Kicking game.
But you got to do your job and get the ball in the middle of the tee so you guy can trust it and rip it. Here we go.
Matteo Agresti for the win. A win back-to-back for Hartley's Hawks. On the make, on the miss, we're going overtime. Watch it. That is a false start, folks.
Prior to the snap. False start, number 77, the offense. 5 yards, remains third down.
It's a funny game, ladies and gentlemen. Going to back it up now for Matteo Agresti.
You got Mason Sawyer on the snap. Jack Baughman's on the hold.
Let's see if the operation is clean. From 31 yards out for Agresti. You can book back-to-back state championships for Hartley's Hawks. Wow, Matteo Agresti, calm as can be on a December evening in Columbus. From 31 yards away, goes dead center to win it.
High snap. Baughman does a great job getting that down. Agresti drills it dead center. It's a low kick, but excellent job on the hold by Jack Baughman because that snap was high. Talk about a swing of emotions in the last couple of minutes.
Greg, how about the tale of 2 field goal operations?
Well, we know the importance of special teams, right? And here you go, Week 15 state championship in the last minute and a half. Both teams have the opportunity to kick a field goal to win it, and one team makes it, one team doesn't.
For the second consecutive year, Brad Birchfield and his Columbus Bishop Hartley Hawks have put the decisive points, the game-winning points on the board, off the legs of their field goal kickers. Ben Hawk a year ago, and Matteo Agresti moments ago.
You know, not only it's missing the field goal, but it's the return, the Kirkbride return, to have the awareness to return that. I mean, that's a crazy swing of events in the last 2 minutes of the game. I'm not sure that I've ever seen that.
I completely ditto your statement, Greg. That, again, you know, you're talking about a tale of 2 field goal units inside 60 game seconds of one another. And, of course, the anguish on the face of the fans of the Big Red of Steubenville. Right, they were trying to win their 4th state championship, and Brad Birchfield and Hartley's Hawks not only go back-to-back, but they have their school's 4th state championship.
And it's an unusual end of the game. I mean, it was almost like both teams were in shock about what happened. You see Hartley excited, but I mean, I watched Coach Birchfield walk off like, what just happened? But on the opposing side, you got to feel for the Big Red. And let me tell you, I've been there. I've been on that sideline in a big game, and that stings. It really stings because they had the game in their hands. They really did.
Marty Bannister with the back-to-back winning head football coach of Hartley's Hawks, Brad Birchfield. Marty?
It's always this easy, isn't it, Coach?
I mean, I don't really have the words to describe. I mean, what a game, what a turn of events. We looked like we grasped. I looked up the definition of grasping victory from the jaws of defeat, and that's probably what it looked like. And gosh, 2 great teams, 2 great games. I hope if we're back here playing again, I'm suggesting Ohio High School charge more money because people got their money's worth. It was a great game.
You said earlier you hope the Kirkbride family would have more kids. He made a big play for you on running that block or the missed field goal back.
He had a great play. He had a great game. And listen, they don't ask how. It wasn't perfect. They just this order championship rings.
Talk about sending Matteo out to kick that field goal. Everything you played, the drive right and everything to get him in position.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the run back by Kirky was huge, and you know, that was probably our best bet. It was obviously tough sledding. They had a great defensive plan, and state champs. God bless.
You were up 21-7. They rallied to tie it. You talked earlier in the week about your club having a kind of a business-like approach to games. You didn't seem to really waffle at all at that point.
Yeah, we were still I think we were a little bit shell-shocked at halftime. You know, we had to give them a big pep talk about, you know, responding to the momentum of the game, and maybe momentum was only the next play and next series, and we had a great stop-start second half, but, I mean, this is a state championship game. These are great ball clubs, and that's kind of how it works.
You mentioned that beating a very good football team once again. That's a heck of a task.
Yes, that was a heck of a task, and we're proud to do it. They're a great ball club, and we're proud to be state champions.
Especially this group of kids that you have on this team, but kind of a different group from last year's state champs.
Yeah, I mean, they won the state championship back-to-back years. Pretty special group, and we're going to miss them, obviously, and but we're going to enjoy this through Christmas.
Coach, congratulations.
All right, thank you, guys.
Brad Birchfield with a lot of emotion, and as he started, Greg, you know, as we depicted, you know, you could not script this in how a game with the best 2 in Division IV of the state of Ohio would swing emotionally one way to the other in the last 90 seconds of the football game with kicking units on the field.
Well, and really, I mean, the Big Red took advantage of this game in the second half.
They did.
They had control of this game. They had momentum. They had an opportunity to win the game with the field goal. And, man, it was just a blur. And I still think he's a little bit of shock that they won the game. I mean, he really is. And especially the way that they won the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, these 2 fine teams played last year in the state finals to a nail-biter. And today we had the opportunity to see an instant replay of nail-biter number 2. They have played hard, and let's give them, both teams, a big round of applause. Coach Sakash and the Big Red, you have done so well. You have established a tremendous tradition. And that tradition doesn't happen without a great group of seniors. This group of seniors has been in the state finals every year of their career. That doesn't happen often. This is the 16th straight year that Steubenville has been in the playoffs. And gentlemen, as seniors, you could have only played 60 games during that period of time, and you played 58. You have played almost 6 seasons, which gives you those playoff runs that you have had every year. You've played hard, you've played with class, you've left everything you had out on the field, and I am sure the Big Red Steubenville Nation is very, very proud of you. On behalf of our 821 member high schools and our board of directors, Angelita Forte from Steubenville would like to present to the Steubenville Big Red the runner-up in Division 4. Congratulations, Redmen.
(24-21) your final, as for the second consecutive year, the Big Red of Steubenville. Reno Suckoch and his football team runners-up and denied of their opportunity to win a 4th state championship. And for the Hawks of Bishop Hartley, Greg, special teams, the operation didn't go the way it wanted for Mark Smith. But that field goal return was absolutely huge in the way it turned out for Cody Kirkbride.
Johnny on the spot. Good job on the return. Just you never know. And Mateo Agresti with the great hold by Jack Boffman for the winning touchdown.
Let's celebrate the championship winner in Division 4, the Hawks of Bishop Hartley High School.
Present the 2016 Division 4 State Championship Trophy to the Hawks from Bishop Hartley High School.
Hartley Nation, are you proud of these Hawks? Coach Birchfield and the Hawks, what a great season. I know you think about today, and everybody had a great game today, but you've had a great year, and you've got a great tradition that's growing and growing at Hartley. Seniors, you've been in the state semifinals every year of your career. This is 5 years in a row as a state finalist. Great job. Today you did something also very special. You won your 4th state championship. But one other thing that you did was very, very special. And you earned it every second of the game on this field. You earned the right to forever be called a state champion, and no one can ever take that away from you. On behalf of our 821-member high school, Mr. Martin is going to present the trophy, the state championship trophy, to Coach Wooten and
celebratory look at the Hartley Hawks. They've gone back-to-back in Division IV and grabbed their 4th overall state championship in the history of their excellent high school football program. Cody Kirkbride, a senior, rambled with that missed field goal return and set it all up. He joins our Marty Bannister.
All right, Michael, thank you. Talk to me first of all about that play, the missed field goal. What was going through your mind at that point?
I mean, this was all positioning. I was the only one who didn't rush, and I was just in the right place at the right time. So, I mean, I want to thank God for that play.
Now, I was talking to you a little bit earlier before you came back over here. The ball never got on the tee. Were you aware of that?
I was not, no.
But you just kept going in on the play on that. Did you realize at that moment what was going on? Obviously, the goal was to get into the end zone for you.
Yo, exactly. Well, first off, we just wanted to make a stand for our defense and hopefully force overtime. But, you know, things happen, and we're very glad we got the W today.
Beating a team like this one more time in Steubenville, a great accomplishment for your football team, no question. How good was that opponent you beat today?
They're one of the most physical teams we played all season for sure, and that's saying a lot because we played a couple undefeated D3 teams this year.
You're up 21-7 at one point in this game. What happened when the game's tied at 21-all? What was the mindset of your team at that point?
Coach Birdfield just kept telling us to get up, keep going, and that's we never gave up, and that was the biggest part of this game.
With the talent this football team has, was there ever any part of you, obviously you didn't give up, but you were never in a situation where you were worried about this game?
No, we never give up. We're just going to keep fighting. Coach Wooten always tells us to just get back up. No matter how hard it gets, just get back up.
Somebody was saying a moment ago, you played a little under the weather tonight? You were playing with an injury tonight?
Yeah, I got pulled hamstring. Just a little bit. I don't know, nothing big.
The state championship makes it feel a lot better, doesn't it?
It does make it feel better.
All right, thanks very much. Go get a picture with your team. Thanks.
All right, thank you, sir.
Cody Kirkbride outstanding tonight, as were every young man on this football field. From Steubenville's Big Red and the Hawks of Hartley. Again, they put on a magnificent show in Division IV. Greg and I will come back and give you some final thoughts to wrap it up. Yep, number 1 in D4 is Brad Birchfield and the Hartley Hawks, 24-21 at the gun over Steubenville. Absolutely wild, 48 minutes of football. We thought for a minute we might have to do a little bit more. However, huge, decisive field goal miss return from the Bishop Hartley Hawks. Cody Kirkbride got this one. Michael Regai and Greg Fry. All right, Greg, let's take a look at it. The play of the game, and it winds up in the hands of Cody Kirkbride. That ball never got on the tee, did it?
The ball slid off the tee. Cody Kirkbride just says, "I'll return it," and all of a sudden he sees a lot of green space. And you know, why do teams practice special teams? Because you never know. It's going to come down to a play like this, and Agresti puts it through, and the Hawks win at the gun. Unbelievable finish.
Just a sophomore and connected dead center with frosty ice water in his veins. Greg Fry outstanding as always. Always love it with you, my man. Enjoy tomorrow.
A lot of fun. Likewise.
All right, that's going to do it. Still got D1 coming up tonight. 24-21. Bishop Hartley is back-to-back champions. St. Ignatius, St. Xavier, a pair of the best in Ohio on the side of Division I. All right, terrific work by everybody in the truck. Our producer, John Nakauchi, director, Mike Seibert, to the crew. From Marty Bannister, Greg Fry, I'm Michael Regai. You'll enjoy Neil Sika, Matt Fickus, and Beatty Wells, Hartley, championship winner. Huh.
L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What? You ugly. You ugly. You ugly.